skip leaving Khanty-Mansiysk as the second games of the second round were played. Mabina Alina Sap continues to surprise chess fans. Once again, the Iranian outplayed Monika Sochko and won the match 2-0. Jaimo won both games against Ninoba Tsashvili. However, the main surprise of the round occurred in the match between Hampi Kaneru and Jolanta Zawadzka. Grandmaster from Poland, playing black, defeated the rating favorite and advanced to the third round. Zhu Vinzun, Anna Muzachuk, Lei Tsinze, Alisa Galyamova and Valentina Gunina also won their matches. Natalia Pagonina and Maria Muzachuk managed to level scores in their matches and proceeded to tie-breaks. 6 more pairs didn't have a winner, so there are 8 tie-breaks altogether.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everybody to khanty-mansiysk, day 3 of the second round of the Women World Championships. So today I'm joined by Mikhail Savinov, and we will be here to comment the today's game. So Mikhail, hello.
Hello. Thank you for invitation.
Yeah. Oh yes. Okay, and okay, so today, as you know, we will see the tiebreaks. It's a nerve-wracking affair, and of course, it's really exciting to comment. It's very hard, of course, for the players to play. So we can see on the screen the current tournament standing. So maybe you can give a few comments.
There will be 8 pairs of players playing tiebreaks. We can see that many of the favorites have won their matches, with some notable exceptions. The biggest sensation of the round is obviously Jolanta Zawadzka winning against Hampi Kaneru with her yesterday's victory. But the rest of the favorites, one can say, advanced rather comfortably.
And what do you think about the result of this Alina Sap Mobina from Iran? Because I heard this name for the first time, and she seemingly easily and extremely convincingly beat Monika Sochko. So you think it's not a sensation?
Oh, yeah, it is also a sensation, naturally. But you know, it's difficult with Iranian players. We discussed it with Pavel before. They highly underrated because they don't travel much. They play, they study with strong trainers, many of whom you know. And well, honestly, when player wins with such a rating gap, always someone throws in some accusations or suspicions. But with Alina Sap, I don't know, she had her share of poor positions. She just kept working hard.
So what do you think? She can proceed further? I mean, here.
I don't remember whom she's meeting in the next round.
It doesn't matter, but I mean, in general, I think she beat Elizabeth Betts in the first round. Now the second round.
She's objectively playing for like 24-50. I would base my predictions on that estimate rating. Despite her having only 22, what is it, 40, 60, something like that.
I have absolutely no idea because yeah.
She's also very young. She's 18.
18. Okay.
Rapid progress can be achieved in that age.
Yeah, it's also great because we see some very new and fresh names here, like 18 years old player from Iran, like 15 years old from China, also player. So it's actually nice, and they're fighting well. And okay, so now we see the playing hall, so the games are already started, and probably soon we'll get the options to check them on our board.
I would also like to return to yesterday's result. One match, in my opinion, stands particularly interesting is Alisa Galyamova beating Alexandra Goryachkina 2-0, and highly convincing way of winning those games. In some way, it is a surprise to me as well. They rated closely, and we all know how strong a player Alisa is. But still, Alexandra is young. She's also a rising star of Russian chess,
and she's obviously a local favorite as well. Yeah.
But she indeed looked pale in those 2 games.
Yeah. Okay, that's a knockout event, so.
Yeah, 1 or 2 bad days, and It's very difficult to come back after that.
Yeah, sure.
So we're still having no option to see the board, right? Okay.
Really, we are having some board, but we're not yet.
So this is the strongest pair of the day, right?
Trina
Lagno against, the Hungarian player. I'm sorry, I will butcher her name if I try to pronounce it.
Yes. Almost in any our video we have to apologize because especially I can simply mispronounce certain names. I mean, some Chinese players from Uzbekistan or from Iran or from this Han Trang or what is her name? I mean, so I'm apologizing if I mispronouncing them. I mean, it's not of course anything on purpose. Just
I think it's already a time for chess commentators to get a crash course on Chinese.
Probably. Probably.
Men's and women's teams won the Olympiad, and we are supposed to pronounce the names right. Eteri Kublashvili, who is a press officer, she had a course in Chinese. She studied it for a year, and she is famous for pronouncing them correctly, to great astonishment of Chinese delegation.
Great, of course, yes. Okay, but probably I will also take such a course, but wasn't just thinking about the necessity of it. So. But obviously it's coming because there are more and more young players from China, and they're seemingly playing extremely well. Also, it's very interesting from the psychological point of view to see the tiebreak between Marie Mudachuk and Ekaterina Atalek, because they played two very dramatical games. I mean, in the first one where Marie was clearly pressing after the opening, then she overestimated her position and lost in a very, very long way this endgame bishop and the knight against the pair king. And yesterday she went through to objectively lost position, and then Ekaterina probably either got too excited or whatever, something else, but she lost her game. Now the score now is even, and it's 1-1, but both games were pretty dramatical, and now they're facing each other again, so of course it's pretty hard, and we can actually start from their match.
So it's a Caro-Kann with h4.
With h4, the move I really like, and the move which I basically played maybe last 2 or maybe even like 4 years almost non-stop for white. h5, bishop d3. It's kind of it's like if normally white wants to adopt this setup which I'm also playing, he has to choose between bishop g5 or bishop d3, and both moves are kind of possible, but nowadays bishop d3 considered to be like the main start, and queen f5 is a smart check. It's a kind of a smart check, and b4 is a new move, at least to me.
Looks quite interesting.
Yeah, it's maybe a new and fresh and the fresh steam in this line, because I think in the recent tournament I played the routine move like knight c3, but I think knight c3 basically poses almost no problems for black, and black is, I think, my game against Andrei Yesipenko, I think also my game against Ivan Rozum back from 2016, and I've also played a couple on internet. They basically proved that black is more or less fine.
But this is more or less strategic setup, right? It's not really forcing.
It's not really forcing. I mean, white is basically generating more or less active setup of the pieces. So with the bishop on g5, and the bishop is quite annoying, and it's really hard for black to key him. If he changes, then of course any potential play with c5, white can use weakness of d6 square, and also with developing pieces in a very fast way. But this queen f5 somehow brings some disharmony in our camp. So, and b4. I think I've never seen this move before. Okay, so probably it's a new and interesting idea.
The offer was declined, though. Probably
well,
wisely
against
declined.
queen b4, knight c3, so probably she wants to use rook b1 quickly, and also e6 is in there, so there are like 2 dangerous ways.
But queen is placed finely on a6, I think.
Queen e6 at least is a typical way how black plays the queen in this line. Queen b3, e6 is okay, normal. Knight f3, knight e7. Okay, knight goes to e5. Of course, a brilliant square. Knight e3, knight e5. And now, guess White needs to prove a bit what she wants from playing a bit risky strategy.
Seems like this before it prepares some queenside advance. Otherwise, what's the point of having this?
Knight e2 is probably possible, but I just don't see any logical follow-up. If White, try some f4 and play on the queen side, okay, it's possible, but
like a4 b5.
So far, I'm not really impressed with that setup for White. Okay, but we can see
it's
because
complicated. It's quite suitable for Maria. I think she tries to play very complex chess.
Yeah, maybe some b5 has some play here. Okay, but I don't know. I mean, I doubt, because it's really risky in general strategy for White, because Black is strategically extremely sound and White is, taking too many obligations already. So, okay, let's see. Anyway, we can expect a really nice and maybe one more crazy game between these two players. In this match, the player from Hungary, she similarly repeats her strategy from the second game. She also opted for this more or less quiet setup with White, and so I just thought that maybe she got slightly sort of tired after defending for the long time in the first game, and maybe she opted for the quiet line in the second just to secure the draw and take some small rest and then to fight in the rapid chess. But it seems now that maybe it's her overall strategy to play very safely and very unambitiously with White, either hoping to provoke when she will have a black pieces, or maybe for some reasons she likes to play chess like that.
Do you like this setup Black chooses against London?
I think it's quite a normal one, yeah. So
yeah, well, there are many of them. It's just a great variety.
Yeah, I think it's around equal with lots of possible ways how to play for both sides. Just let's hope that Katerina won't be bored playing the same type of the position in all her Black's games. Alexandra Kostik. Yes, Alexandra was quite lucky yesterday because she was in trouble against this young Chinese player, but her opponent probably forgot or blundered about 3 times the repetition, so it was a kind of a lucky escape in a very tough situation. And now I think they're repeating Petrov. I think in the first game was also Petrov, and I think it was with h3 also. And I think it was played like 95 here, sort of this. And now I think s6, like first was Black to d8, King b1. So far, quite a typical play. And after these moves, we more or less like following some normal ways how these positions are displaying, but it looks like it should be approximately equal to my understanding.
Yeah, without knights it's difficult to, make it complicated.
Maybe some other players have more deep understanding of these types.
Looks kind of dryish to me.
Yeah, so for me it looks approximately equal. Okay, this we slightly commented already. Tohirjonova. Okay, plays against Tang Zhongyi. Okay. Let's rely on your understanding. Okay, so bishop e3. Because normally after this bishop c5, White is kind of trying to avoid allowing knight d4 if he really wants to fight for some opening advantage. And normally White is playing c3, knight d2, bishop c6, sort of this. Castle knight d4. I thought always quite a harmless line for Black. It's like you're changing knights, and bishop goes back, c6, d6, castle, and basically symmetrical structure with already slightly simplified position. But this bishop e3 is something new to me. Okay, so massive exchanges, and not f takes e3, so queen takes e3. This looks
avoiding the structural weakness.
But if x3 doesn't look like a weakness, it's maybe just a little bit to have more live play with some f file open, and this is very, very
it feels
quiet
like
play.
it's a matter of taste in this position. So her taste is to have more sort of flexible
Yeah,
position.
yeah, sure. But I mean, in this position, if you take like this, I mean, it doesn't mean that you will necessarily, soon have some strong initiative. More than that in general, maybe it will be slightly more live play in certain moment. But of course, without probably too much pieces, probably it's also not enough to generate some play. Overall, this bishop e3 looks pretty harmless play. So. And
but it's like modern chess. If you go out of the opening
chess,
without trading all the pieces or having some forced draw,
sure,
it's fine.
modern chess we really like. Harika and Bella repeated yesterday's game, also with Queen e2. But not only Caracan. It's the same line and same Queen e2 move, which I was kind of a bit surprised to see yesterday. But now I see that it's not some.
It's not one-shot weapon,
one game trick. It's like probably some serious weapon. Okay, we already discussed that knight bd7, knight d6 mate is not what White is hoping for, but maybe it is some other idea. And
we can show actually knight bd7. I mean, some people may
enjoy it. Yeah, that's a picture can be like this, and the game is over. And I think yesterday she went for bishop g4, and I think White was better after like a couple of the moves. So knight e4 is a sort of improvement. Bishop e6. Okay, so probably she also sort of prepares this. Bishop b2, knight f6, queen e2. Normally, of course, White has different squares where to put the queen, and probably it can be connected with the different plans, especially if White wants
like h4.
Yes, I mean, if White especially wants to castle long quickly and then try to generate some active plays. So queen e2, to my understanding, a bit maybe slow. This
it looks just very passive square in general for the queen.
This is stage 3, e6. Yeah, I don't know what she wants now. Okay, still White can of course try to find some play. Now castle long, she has to be careful. Sometimes f5 may come too quickly. I mean, then f4 takes bishop e3, and then it's not clear who will attack first. If White stops f4, then b5. So I'm talking if White now will play something like this. Black may consider just playing this move. And this f4 looks quite unpleasant. If White stops, then of course b5.
Yeah, so e3 then.
And it's absolutely not clear who will attack. So probably it will Black who will first start to have some real threats. Of course, White is not forced to.
Yeah, White has some other useful moves. The bishop on f1 can.
Yeah, she can
move
bishop
somewhere.
g2, f4, maybe even castle short, and then just to play positionally. So just in case Black plays bishop e7 castle, then the knight on h4 may be slightly misplaced. But okay, later we can transfer through f3 to e5, and then we have the a typical double fianchetto position.
See knight
but she played
d6, bishop d6, knight f5
already.
Right.
Also actually kind of logical move.
A little bit annoying.
We can expect maybe some queen f5, maybe to ask this knight to go somewhere. But then maybe knight e3, knight c4, and then maybe knight can land on e5 finally. So
yeah, all in all, White is probably having a slight plus here.
At least flexible and playable position. That's also good. This bishop on d7 is temporary passive. And Dinara Sudoakasova plays Antonetta Stefanova, and they continue also with bishop c4. And now knight f6. I think yesterday Antonetta went for bishop c5, and today for knight f6, inviting for any complicated lines after knight g5.
Yeah.
Okay, but not too.
It was declined though.
Not for the moment, and they went for another a bit strange, but actually quite a fashionable line with early h6 g5. And bishop e3. I don't know if it's a common answer or not, because normally you kind of supposed to answer maybe striking in the center, maybe with d4 or sort of this, but probably it's kind of acceptable for Black. So bishop e3, just a calm move. Knight bd2, and some play basically.
So in this position, in this variation, black basically wants to tell white that her castling short was premature, and black can develop some attack on king's
I
side.
think in the
Why is that?
90s when I started to play this bishop c4 for white, normally after this, black was just, I think Vladimir Malanyuk, he played against me something like this. I think I've done some move, I don't know which one, I don't know. And then he just played g6, bishop g7. It was like considered to be like normal setup for black, then just to castle short. And h6 we need to stop any knight g5. But nowadays after c3 instead of g6 they are playing g5. And this is kind of it's a kind of a modern chess in which
Is it done just to fianchetto the bishop, then castle and play normally, or it involves some drastic measures from black?
I guess it can be both. I mean, sometimes maybe they can even castle long. Maybe they sometimes can push pawns. Actually, I don't know what is the exact purpose of g5, because I don't feel that black has some serious chances to master some quick attack here. But maybe it's a kind of sort of prophylactics, or sort of to use it later, let's say. After bishop g7, in general, black may, I think, play castle short, then maybe knight e7, knight g6, transfer knight, and then bring more pieces, and then try to look for some activity here. So anyway, it looks like Antoinette is full of desire to fight, and it's nice to watch this.
Okay, here's another interesting.
Here is another interesting match, and players are playing quite fast, I think, yeah? So that's probably the fastest game so far. Evans Gambit.
Oh.
Quite a rare guest in, I think, in any tournament now.
Competition.
In any tournament nowadays. It declined. Okay, f4, s6. Okay, f5 is also possible. Knight c3, d6, knight d5, bishop f7. So black opted for just a solid line, maybe allowing white a bit of...
not accepting the gambit, not really challenging.
Yeah, allowing white a bit of activity, but probably still nothing special. So after h3, the game calmed down. Now it's just more or less a quiet play. Not really a forced one, so maybe that's one of the reasons they are playing relatively fast. Queen f6 maybe hitting h3 pawn, yeah? White is sort of defending. d5 now, white wants to close. Changing the bishop.
Placing a rook in an awkward square, but
I think
attacking it immediately.
Quite a few players may consider queen f4 just here, just to swap queens. Because it's hard to see any perspective for the black's queen on f6. I don't know. You need to go like rook somewhere, queen back, and still not yet clear what you want.
Not had I decided just remove the rook.
So I don't know, on the black side, I will seriously consider just to give check here. So okay, g3. Yeah, g3 is of course very logical to control the important f4 square, and now black is a bit stuck with these two pieces. Yeah, so knight on
she will
g6
have to regroup the rooks to do anything on the king side. And
white plans looks quite easy. She wants to go like maybe f5,
like
c4, c5, and then just expand on the queen side, maybe trying to press later through the c file and
the king's Indian structure.
Yeah, and black needs to think how to move. f5 now is a possible move, maybe a bit to stop them around here, but white may just go with the knight on c4 if you take, I don't know, let's say if it will be some exchanges, knight on c4, then white can go b5 and still, keeping a certain pressure on the queen side, but in the actual games they still continue playing blitz. I don't know, maybe both players are already exhausted, or they're trying to show up their confidence, and so it's like this, and 92. This is a position on the board. I'm not sure that c4 is this c6 for black is like the most logical plan, but okay, it's probably also possible. Now, of course, it's a tough moment to take or not to take, because like this you're forcing taking with the e-pawn. Then you can hope for some activity on this flank, but at the same time white gets some nice more defined. but might get some e4 squares, c5 ideas, so we need to check if it's who will be anything from this early c takes d5.
So Natalia will perhaps have to think about it for a while.
Yeah, but anyway, they both have quite enough time so far. So, and the last game for today, there is a game between Zhao Su and Abdulmalik Jansaya from Kazakhstan, and there is now with some transposition where entering a main Benoni line with a bishop on g2 for white, rook a1, s6. Of course, there are some sub-aptitudes here, but okay, it's not that important to cover them. It's knight g4. Knight g4. At least to me, it's a bit rare move. I don't know.
Yeah, but the idea is quite standard, though.
Yeah, bishop e6, queen b6. I guess that's the point. And okay, it's like knight is transferring to e5. White tries to keep more pieces, and this now a5, b4, f4, goes back.
This looks a little bit illogical.
And b3. So quite a typical game for this Benoni structure goes. Some people like it for black, some people definitely like it for white, but anyway, it normally involves a conflict because the structure is not symmetrical. White will try to use their potential in the center, and black will try to use maybe some play on the queen side later on. Some queen c7. Maybe not very necessary one move, but okay.
Should white attack the pawn on a6 with a couple of pieces?
Like bishop f1, e4?
Yeah, pretend it's a weakness to be taken.
I don't know, it's a possible plan. Sometimes white not in a hurry with e4, maybe trying to keep this square for the pieces, and also not to weaken the d3 square to avoid any possible c4, knight d3 ideas. So that's probably one of the ideas why white is still keeping the pawn on e2. But at the same time, anyway, she has to find some play, to find some plan, and I think in general it should be more or less acceptable for black. But I think most of the players will still prefer white here. In this game, not so many things happen so far. Still, the player from Hungary, she follows her strategy, just exchange what you can exchange. Like exchange as many pieces as you can, avoid any weaknesses, avoid any, any potential or not potential problems. Just,
or conflicts, yeah.
Yeah, just play as simple as possible. So far position looks approximately equal, and probably that's what white was aiming for.
And it's quite difficult as black to deviate from peaceful course of the game.
At least with the black pieces is much tougher, yeah, to get some real fight. In this game, white I think achieves to make some pressure against black's pawns. This move a bit mysterious to me. Bishop f3. Bishop f5 very logical. Takes this, f5, b6. Yeah, so sort of white is to my taste is now having a certain positional advantage, but it's still probably quite a safer black. Now it's the problem after bishop e2, what she will do. She goes queen f5 or queen f4 or maybe queen f4, yeah? Because I wanted to use this, trying to say that it's a serious weakness, but maybe it's not yet, huh? Anyway, I think this position is not that easy to play for black, especially with a short time control, and I think white can be happy with the course of the game.
It's not clear how to proceed, though.
Yeah, slowly but surely white will be continue pressing black, continue, having some small problems. B3 she played, yeah. So probably also the idea maybe to stop a potential d4, but I don't know, maybe d4 is still here. Because on the black side, I would be thinking how to simplify. D4 probably comes to my mind at least. If c4, we can even take probably. Yeah. If f4, let's say queen f5, it maybe doesn't give some immediate benefits. If you take, rook takes, and okay, then at least black starts to change, and queen can come back. So I don't know if b3 was up to the moment.
Okay. This game simplified somewhat.
Knight e2 played, yes, knight d7, f4, queen c4, b5. Actually, quite an interesting game now. c5 takes, castle, and now f6. 6 is a bit. For sure, it's not the most necessary move here. This f6. And white simply exchanged and okay, exchanging the active piece. Okay. King f7, rook d1, rook d8. Well, this structure looks slightly better for white, I think. So okay, maybe it's still hard to counter something real, but this pawn on h5 now became like.
Permanent weakness.
Sort of a weakness, yeah. I mean, so because we can play g3 at almost at any moment, but I think white may think about something like knight f4. If black exchange or simplify, I can simply take the pawn and
forcing her to play knight g7 in a sense.
Knight g7, no, knight g7. I don't like this. I even don't want to count this move.
Right.
Okay, you go knight g7. Okay, it's stand there. So. Okay, let's say if black will try to counter-attack, maybe to invade with the rook, so this is maybe actually enough, because now this rook on e3 is currently out of play, and this is fails to check on g4, so...
Maybe take on e5 first?
Take on 5, yes, but then we will lose the h4 pawns also if we take first. Then I'm not sure that we will have some benefits.
Okay.
She can... Even this also possible, but this. I have to defend this pawn, and in general, I'm not sure about this position. We also have 2 pawns are hanging, so. And after this, black has the pass on e5, so I don't know. So, but overall, maybe white can still hope for something. Maybe she can try to start with some rook c3 first, maybe. I mean, if rook c8, then of course knight e4, and then knight e5 were simply tempi up, which may be quite important. If knight b6, we exchange and goes e5, and maybe still white can fight for something here.
Some issues for black.
But about this one, f6 is completely unclear to me. If black is sort of forced or needed to play f6, I would consider maybe some other options. This way, white basically exchange her weak pawn on e5 and this g file or whatever squares she wanted. I don't know how black will use it. So okay, here we have some big strategical battle, yeah? From this almost innocent position, we got some big battle. f5. Okay. Okay. This move I don't understand. Okay. f6, king h1, d4. She wants to stop d5 probably. Yeah? What is the property of d4? Okay. Knight f3, f5, b5. White player makes so many strange moves like rook e1, queen
It's
f2.
kind of general moves.
Sort of this. I mean, for me, it's not that easy to get her point. I mean, like g4 is much more straightforward. I mean, you want to go g5, whatever, and she's kind of preparing, but preparing what? So, and bishop e8, g4. Okay, finally, at least this, of course, is very logical. b4, also very logical. Black needs to find some counter play, and I think white played rook g1. After this, rook b8. Yeah, at least this b file is open now, and it's white attack is no longer automatic. She has to be careful about some potential counter play. But of course, overall, it feels like white should have maybe some advantage here. g5 is coming, and blacking may be under some serious attack later, just doubling rooks or shifting queen first to h5, then doubling some. Okay, so on the black side I would be quite careful here. Here we stopped at this moment. Yeah, queen f5, knight f5 attacking. Then black simply finished her development. Same with f5, but I'm not sure that f5 should be played now.
It's like difficult to find a side of the board where she can continue playing.
The best is of course to go like something c5, bishop c6 and try to trade the bishop, but trading maybe is not here. Yeah. Knight goes to e5.
Yeah, knight has the c5 square.
Yeah, so maybe she just wanted to generate some play. In this case, she wants to use knight b4 square. So now because the pawn is on f4, she wants maybe later to have knight b4. And this knight can be quite annoying for white. e8. Prophylactics, knight e5, f6. And here, Harika decided that I don't need your bishop.
Yeah, the bishop is really dumb. Why should you trade the knight?
And knight on g4, you think, is a smart knight?
On c4 it looks good to me.
g4.
On g4 it's...
She's obviously, fishing something there, so she wants to use some...
mildly threatening piece.
Like, yeah, some maybe potential sacrifices. Sort of. But positionally she's worsening, like her... I mean, she now wants to say that if black goes c5, bishop c6, which would be, of course, one of the first ideas to activate the position, she may later regroup with knight a3 and knight c4, and with that such a dancing around, she may, benefit from using some weaknesses there. But black played very calmly. She plays like some queen e7, I think. Yeah, queen e7. Rook e1, queen f7, and white plays some bishop f3. They said no, the purpose probably later to have bishop h5, as I understand, at some moment, yeah? Like if we went somewhere, then bishop h5 provoking g6, and white can claim it's a certain weakness, of course. Otherwise, it's not that easy to get the point of playing bishop f3, obviously not with idea something like this. So I would say that probably bishop, eyeing h5 square. Okay.
So far it looks like white has more play in.
Yeah, white is slightly pressing, but I'm not sure that knight g4 was the best option. I think I would really seriously considering to take the stupid knight on stupid bishop on d7. But maybe it's a matter of taste, but I thought it's maybe just stronger. So this, we stopped about this moment, castle and d4. d4, Antoinette just continue playing a normal moves, queen c2.
Yeah,
for
like
both
the
sides,
only difference she has.
Yeah, like for both sides here, it's not that easy to play this because there are like plenty of choices almost on every move, but you're playing rapid time control, so you shouldn't like spend too much time. You need still to be quite,
but
quite
actually
fast.
Spent quite a lot of time judging by her clock.
Yes, but normally in the match, at least in the previous two games, Antoinette was normally the slower side, so she was taking much more time. She was in a two-time pressure, so king h8. I don't know, maybe meaning that sometimes it can be f5, but
Rook g8.
rook g8, maybe. Why not? Okay, so white actually d takes f5 quite a reasonable response. So white kind of securing the structure in the center. b6, okay. f4 also logical. f5, b5 to knight d8, knight b3, b3.
Implying c3, c5.
Yes, yes. Obviously, white wants this, but what to do? She wants to go bishop,
Like bishop
d3,
d3.
probably. Bishop d3 probably. And
It's played.
knight h5.
Good.
Really? But what this knight is attacking? Ah, she wants to go maybe with the second knight here, and then just to sacrifice something. Yeah. Okay, the plan is okay, but I'm not sure that black is on time. It looks like a good plan, but okay, like a possible plan, but just very slow because c5 is coming. If white will bring this bishop, the pawn to c6 in some lines, then I don't know. Okay, imagine black is just following her plan. Imagine white is following their plan. And what now? g4 and knight d4. Not sure. Because if you put this knight on a4, your second knight is a bit stupid. But maybe it's better to go like this. I mean, if c6 and bishop c8, we can quickly come through this diagonal.
Can take on b6 as well. Take twice.
Yes, you can take.
If
But now I was
greedy.
hoping. Yes, no, actually it's a good move, but I was hoping that I can attack you like this. Was my hope. But I'm not sure that it's a great hope. Okay, but white should be slightly careful about this. Maybe still nothing so bad. Maybe I can just defend like this. But also there is possible maybe this. Bishop c5 is not yet winning, yeah? Probably not. Maybe like this first. I mean, white should be careful because sometimes there can be some attacks like knight takes g2, knight f4, and then it can be some attacks. Maybe it's not sufficient, but with two knights and pressure like this, so maybe she. Actually, she played the 5 immediately. Yeah, so she had more or less the same idea. And after c4, she immediately plays the 5. But now I think that white can still play the c5. Yeah. c5 looks logical. Yeah.
But then black is in time for f4.
f4, okay. If I can go bishop c1, maybe. Because I don't like this attack with just the pawns. I mean, because bishop e3, then she immediately plays bishop c1. So I'm not sure that this. Okay, let's say g4. Okay, let's say I go. How you want to attack me? f3, g3. I think it will never be a mate, but I mean it's really hard to deliver mate. g3 maybe, but it's also not so easy to attack later. And white is also
joining this attack so far.
White is also having lots of trumps here. So
ideally, I'd love to have this d8 knight somewhere else.
Yeah. So the f5 looks basically logical, but I'm just not sure. Maybe first I would activate knight and then to go f5, or she goes f5. I don't know. Maybe she has some other ideas in mind. So.
But we have a conflict defined in this game. It's quite interesting.
It's quite good. Yeah. In this game, the players already almost made 40 moves. Okay. So in this moment, queen g5. Okay,
decided against taking.
Finally, she decided to trade queens. But then, of course, the big question: why not to give check queen f4 like five moves earlier?
Better a few moves ago.
Yeah. So this takes 3, 5. Okay. Now it seems that black is absolutely fine. And play slow down, but I think black is having. Okay, knight on g6 is temporarily a bit out of play, but for the rest, I guess black pieces are quite okay. So And this young player from China, she's still playing extremely fast. And okay, but Natalia, she has enough time, so. And I think that in this game she shouldn't have any problems. 7 rook c1.
Some prophylaxis against c4.
Maybe to undermine the position of the black queen, but queen may soon go to some other place. So a bit mysterious move to me. Okay. f5.
f5 looks committal here.
f5 committal, but it's actually quite atypical because sometimes this queen on f7 or knight on f7 stands well. And so for most of Benoni structures, black players quite often plays a sort of f5.
Also, it controls e4 square, obviously.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's good in this concrete situation, but overall it's quite a typical move, and black decided that it's time to take the bishop, while it's saying, okay, it's time to put the knight on the fantastic square on c4. Queen d3, what is the purpose?
It's not obvious.
Not
so
obvious, yeah, not obvious what is the idea of this move. Okay, and e3 followed by e3. So white, of course, has a splendid knight on c4, but for the rest, we can't say that white achieved so much. Of course, black would love to maybe bring bishop to b5 or sort of this, but it's not so easy. So easy right now. Okay, maybe later f4 at every moment is a possible way for black to play, trying just to activate the bishop and maybe to press against the white's king. So, what do you think? Maybe kind of a fight here. Yeah?
Yeah, it's kind of dynamic.
Also, the pawn on b3 is another problem for white. I mean, so white is always need one piece to defend this pawn.
Yeah, the knight on c4 is fantastic, but the rest of white's pieces are not so ideally placed.
Yeah, sort of not really active. So I
would maybe even take black if I was playing short time control.
Okay.
At least more active ideas are available for her.
So after this, I don't know what is.
She actually played h4.
H4. H4. And if I takes, she wants to go g4 or take on f4? If I takes. Because if she takes, I'm not sure if I just blocks like this. I mean, okay, g3 square is fantastic for black, but we can also be quickly like bishop f3, rook g2. And now this bishop is kind of forever blocked on that way, so it's only chance to activate from b5. And if white, black plays this way, it's probably her idea, but then to take.
Yeah, it's actually already on the board.
Yeah, it's maybe also playable, but okay, let's see if we take some e4. If it's so. Because now sometimes I have this move, queen g3 can be my next move, so queen h4 is not a mate, as I understand it. If I take on d6, bishop f5, I take on e8, there is similarly no mate here. Okay, then I don't know. Here it looks like, because white can also now have this e5.
She played e4 as you showed.
No. Okay, but it's a very logical way to how to respond. And now it's a question for black. I mean, so if queen h4, knight d6, we don't have some crucial tactics, because I think queen h6, knight e8, queen c1.
You want to play queen g3 there as white?
Yes, I have. Okay, I have. First, I have this at e5. Because okay, if
something
you
like
because d takes c6, d5, I'm kind of happy. I go d6. Basically, I'm absolutely fine.
Standard idea.
Yeah, standard. I activated all my pieces. d7 is coming.
Sacrificing.
Second idea is this.
Like Petrosian style sacrifice on e5 is probably not working here.
Yeah, because I have this e files for my pieces. Yeah, and this, and your king is also weak. So And yes, queen g3 is my second idea. So overall, I doubt that this is a good idea for black. f4 would be normal to my understanding instead of h4, or maybe just some preparational move. Okay, let's go back to that game.
Okay.
It's already.
This looks quite peaceful.
Quite peaceful. Okay, it's peaceful, but white is maybe slightly passive, so she needs to be careful to not to be in some big danger here later. So Katerina, I think she has every reason to continue playing and maybe stealing with some.
Yeah, maybe she will snatch the pawn on c4 and then will change in
or
her favor.
Try to create maybe second weakness around here, or just try to take some space and use the advantage of the more active pieces. So
in a classical part, we already had a rook ending with even number of pawns.
Yeah.
Brilliantly won by Zubin against Irina Krush.
Yeah.
Where actually black's passivity killed her.
Yes. In this position, b3, black continued more or less waiting strategy, probably just, wishing to bring the queen back home. And after this, b5. Okay, b5 of course is the move which weakens significantly the c5 pawn, and therefore basically stopping any possible d4 ideas. So white immediately changes the way of play. Takes g4. So probably black was trying to trick white, but somehow they failed. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also time is a factor right now.
Okay, but now white will enjoy. Of course, I think it should be very, very hard position for black. Even just rook takes d5.
Yeah, even if you just take it.
Even just to take it. Maybe in this way she hopes to get this. Yeah. Not counting all these pawns, but just to go this. No, then check. Yeah, I think she played check. No, then of course check. King b7. This is actually what played, and this is and this should be very dull for black to play. Most likely she'll have to take.
So white is close to winning here. What do you say?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, anyway, position is symmetrical, and we just have one extra double pawn. But overall, black is also passive, and white has every reason maybe to undouble pawn in some moment. And of course, you basically a healthy pawn up, so you have every reason to win the game. So maybe it's not so easy. Here also game.
Optically looks like black achieved something.
Certain things, yeah. Here white went just go back, rook a1. And this 5. Yeah, now black is fine, sort of. She has no more worries, she activated all her pieces. c4, okay. c5, rook h4, rook d3, king f2, and rook a3. Now it's a hard times for white, yeah, because it's obviously it's a white who is trying to survive here. And position.
But white rook will probably try to get to c7.
Yes, but we will simply grab the pawn
no
for a
real
while.
stress, right?
And okay, with rook on c7, and then we try to trade queens to trade the knights probably. Yeah? Actually, I think she played some move like knight g3. Of course, it's a logical way to defend the knight e4, and just because without this, white probably have no plan.
But Mario is suffering here.
Yeah, but still it's okay. But if we take, I mean, if knight e4, I can go knight d7, yeah. But this I don't like so much, but I can still try to play like this, yeah. If let's say white goes some g4, I may think how to grab the pawn. Maybe just rook b5, rook b6. No? I'm not blundering, no? I guess no. Okay, g5 I take. This it's maybe perpetual if I take.
Is it?
Oh,
You
no.
run to c6.
Ah, no, it's not yet a perpetual, yeah, correct. If king g7 and king d5 I have, yeah. Or king c5. Yeah, I don't know, it looks like black in maybe passively plays knight d7 and it's not yet clear what white wants, and then just planning rook b5, rook b6. In that case, white is still facing quite an unpleasant things to solve here. Okay, maybe rook c7 first here. So this rook e5, maybe not knight e4, maybe first to play this move. But it doesn't change it so much. Still, I can go rook c5. But my hope was that black is not threatening yet to do something, because all this construction is kind of not really flexible. It's like go this
Relying
way.
on each other.
Yeah, it's like I go this, maybe g4, and knight will attack this pawn, and the rooks attack this. Okay, but then just a5, maybe. And my checks are probably not enough to save white, because this f4 pawn is too fast. Yeah, okay, then maybe knight e4 should, yeah, why should play this?
What is right now on the board? Okay, it's
After knight e4 she's thinking, yeah. Okay, knight d7 looks like the most tempting move. And the other moves are maybe also possible.
okay, some sharpness here.
Yeah, what happened after rook b8, bishop a2, exchange g5, more or less logical play. Rook b3, black is of course trying to attack.
Yeah,
pawns.
black just picks up material.
Queen c4, okay, she wants knight g5 probably, black stops. Rook g2, okay. Queen a2. Okay.
Not allowing any invasion squares.
Queen f7. Ooh, Queen f7. So brave, eh? c4. Not easy to find the square for white, huh? Okay. So now queen e1, yeah? Yeah, queen e1. Quite a logical move. I think white, if white is allowed to take on g7, I guess it should be game over, so if black takes on the 3, these rooks are sort of less dangerous now, yeah? So if she takes, I can probably go like this. Maybe actually it can be actually unpleasant for black. Exactly. They lost a bit of
Thinking about check on f7.
Ah, check on f7 also, yeah. Yeah, of course, yes. King, knight f7 just wins, yeah. So she can't take. Queen f6, but then okay, it's maybe a bit strange to play like this, yeah.
And white grab a pawn. And still
And
having
also,
this
and also
mating
having
attack.
this, also it can be this sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to take and take
Maybe
and
another
take all
offset.
this pawn, yeah.
The Khirjanova is in good shape.
Looks like black is in a big trouble here. Okay. Here what we have?
There is a result we have showing us Stefanova Sadoukasova.
They already finished that game, yeah?
Yeah,
Yes, and here
they
there is
just
some
finished the game.
positional game still on. And Antoanetta, yeah,
She
it's
won.
written won. And won pretty quickly. How it happened after bishop c1, happened c5.
Just stopping this play with c5.
And that's it. And now all the white pieces are extremely passive.
Yeah, completely locked. On the wrong side of the board.
And pretty easy and smooth attack, I guess. Exchanging, bishop c1,
Not even
knight
sacrificing
yeah.
anything, just bringing the pieces
Positionally,
into the play.
just bringing more pieces, and
until it cracks.
Until it's
blunders.
until it finishes like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but this bishop c1 was, of course, I think not correct move here, because in this position c5 was probably maybe also possible if it's so strong, but white could accept the
It's at least
this
a pawn.
yeah, some knight before, and there is okay, queen maybe go somewhere like queen c3 probably. Still this bishop c5 is a bit annoying, so okay, well, black can play maybe like this, queen, I don't know, queen e3, queen c2, with some moves, but black of course is doing pretty okay in this position. Some queen g4, f5 is coming. It's also maybe okay, just to be sure that maybe this is maybe working or not. Okay, there is of course some tactics here, so we can blunder something with our quick analysis, but overall it looks like it's playable for black, but white of course missed the c5 idea at all, and then after this position became completely out. So okay, so congratulations for Antoinette. She's one step closer to the third round. And in this position, what happened? Lots of things happen. Yeah, I think we stopped about this moment. Bishop h5, rook a2. It looks like that white wants to win at any cost. It's like she's overstepping. Okay, maybe not yet overstepping, but she's playing so like, the final blow, yeah. Okay, rook d5, rook g7. And here she repeated once. G6. If this, then I guess this move, yeah? Okay, we take this third pawn, but it's not enough. Okay, so rook g6, bishop c8. Okay, of course white is basically maybe having not some huge risk here. Rook cg7, unfortunately it's not a mate, but they can go just rook g8. And h6, king g8. Okay, white is basically not risking, but maybe not. But I'm not sure that white has so much realistic chances here to win. But okay, she can try, of course, yeah.
She played something?
She played rook c to h7 probably. Sort of this. And black needs just to make a pass, yeah? Because okay, she can't take, she can't go. She may go rook d7 maybe, no?
Ekaterina Atalik seems to finish her game.
Maybe rook d7 or not.
Is there a draw? What happened?
Yeah, probably it was just a draw by perpetual check, sort of this.
Okay.
That's what we thought actually. Takes, and knight e4.
Why is it not possible to play?
King c6, rook h6, rook d6.
Oh yeah, right.
That's the point.
Right.
Yeah. So because feeling-wise, it's close to perpetual, so.
I would say it is lucky for white to have this perpetual. She avoided bigger trouble.
Yeah, so probably game just game concluded as a draw. And from certain moment, of course, I think it's a white achievement that the game actually ended up in a draw. And okay, Alexandra is
extra pawn and
Is
queens
yes, sort of
ending.
extra pawn.
And now it's a healthy pawn, not a doubled pawn.
Yeah, healthy pawn, but all these queen's endgames, of course, are quite tricky because white has also some weakness on the king side, and white doesn't have any, clear pass pawn. So,
But I've heard it's quite difficult to hold them for weaker side. Much more difficult than evaluation would suggest.
yes, I agree, but at the same time, it's very hard to win them from the stronger side because you need to be really careful because sometimes this. Queen's positions can be too like this. And Ekaterina is still trying to play, but this looks like with such a position of the black stroke, black shouldn't have any realistic chances to win. Okay, some other game I guess is finished.
Result.
Some other game is finished.
No. Yeah.
Rook c6 and
white wins.
White wins. Okay, quite deservedly, I guess. From a certain moment, I think she was playing better. And actually, black simply blundered a mate. Yeah. Okay. Blundering a mate is a typical problem in the rare pitches. Harika is the pawn up. The pawn up and has every reason to be happy. Now she's probably considering taking pawns. But black will be very active, yeah, like with active king, with active rook. Or she may just keep the position, just bringing king to e3 and later decide and maybe to activate. So
yeah, just solidify.
Sort of like king g2, king f2, king e3 maybe first, and then to king will protect the pawns, and then we will activate our rook.
It should be quite comfortable.
Extremely, and lots of chances to win for white. So how it happened? Rook d8, sort of same waiting strategy. White is circling around. Bishop g5, bishop h5. I think that Khatanashvili plays a bit too passive this game. Just even not a bit, but she plays quite passive this game. Probably relying that just a normal move would be enough to save the day. And actually, in this moment, it was maybe not so bad for black, but still, white was, of course, enjoying much more active position. Some transformation. Another transformation. Like this.
And she ended up with material.
Wow. Sorry. Lucky that I'm not a player. Otherwise, the game will, finish immediately.
Have you witnessed someone forfeiting the game because of the mobile phone?
Yes, but actually, I think once I forgot to switch off my mobile phone, it was ringing in the tournament hall. But luckily, arbiters, I don't know, either they were just kind of for some reason, but they allowed me to take this phone off. So, but it happened only once, and of course, this rule is kind of adequate. So we have to be careful. So, and
okay, this.
But now white can lose it, yeah. How it happened? Happen like this? No. Obviously, white made some mistake here. This can be dead, yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy to find a solution for white.
No, white should be lost, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Passivity finally fails, yeah. Okay, good. Queen f1. There is okay. They are both on a very short time, so of course any miracles are possible here. So
but this game might continue forever, for as long as the time bonus will allow.
Which one? This one? Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I mean
sure.
Alexandra against Nishika.
Yeah, sure. But somehow this transmission is sort of frozen, yes? So.
Okay, so Ekaterina wins. Congratulations to her. It all looked quite drawish for a while.
Looked very drawish since even like 5 moves before then, but then after this exchange on G2, White can resign immediately, so King C3. Harika plays this way. Well, no, of course, if White takes, yes, yeah, sure, it would be nice, I guess, for White, and then just takes. But okay, it's not that easy to push. But White will push 2 pawns slowly. Black will push 1 pawn very quickly. Still, of course, White is out of any danger, so it should be like that, I guess. Yes, actually, we've seen this on the screen that yeah, Rook is on B6, pawns are here, and
Harika is making her comfortable for the final moments of the game.
Well, she
or
has
should I say minutes?
She has like 2 minutes still left, and like C5 is maybe possible just to activate the king also.
Maybe you want to play Rook H6 at some point, just not to allow Rook H8.
But Rook H8 I can go Rook G6,
yeah,
basically, yeah.
Right.
So I don't see any point. No, I think it should be bad for Black. Yeah. King supporting 2 passed pawns, and Black's king is in a very far away
exactly
position.
What happens on the game, on the board.
Now she wants a stalemate. Yes, I got her point.
Okay.
So she goes king h1, then h2, and then she will try to stalemate. Yeah. Okay. Nice point. Yeah. Okay, but imagine White plays, let's say, c5. Okay, I don't care about your stalemate ideas. C5. Okay, let's just check. Rook h8. No, she plays king d4. This. Okay, this king h8. Okay, so this, let's say c6. Okay, let's see if there is a stalemate here. Because I want to hide on the 6th rank and to take with the rook. Rook g8 maybe. Yeah? Because this I don't know if I go this
like
way.
Rook h6 maybe.
Rook h6.
Should be enough.
Yeah, Rook h6 should be enough. Okay, so and if we try to play like this and then try to sacrifice the rook, we may succeed or not, yeah?
Also, you cannot give a check from b5.
Yeah, okay. Well, my idea was to hide like this and this. Meaning that rook f6, rook f6. But here this endgame can be if it takes.
Somehow Alexandra finished her game.
So I'm not sure.
So we'll get back here
so,
in a second.
Let's
see what happened.
Almost all the results are yet there. So Abdulmalik says she won this Benoni position. And after this, White for some reason refrained from playing e5, which would be my first intention. And when queen g3, bishop h6. Probably she completely missed that move, yeah?
Yeah, that's quite a good move.
And bishop f4, bishop c1, yeah? And basically after this,
it's GG.
Okay, and black realizes the extra piece. Okay, nice. So there is a draw here.
As expected.
Yes, they're playing this berserk rook, yeah? Okay. So White needs to hide the king in the correct way. Rook takes c4 maybe.
So now she can run to f7 with the king, right?
How?
Okay.
King d7, rook c7, then rook takes c7. And okay, you basically lost all your pawns, so... Okay. There is still game in progress, so... This game is also finished,
Yeah,
Alexandra Koseng, she won actually, yes.
She won quite quickly.
Yeah, she won very quickly. So this player, around this moment, She simply lost her c5 pawn, and after this it probably became too easy for white.
Yeah, by now it's very trivial.
Yeah, now she kind of very technically defended all her pawns with checks, and after this another move. Technically now she's changing
the queens are exchanged.
Okay, so we have one game is still in progress. This bad rook, king d8, but now maybe rook e7, yeah? No?
Rook d7.
Rook d7 can be played.
Yeah.
So Harika was very close, but maybe about this e6.
Let's see how it happens actually.
Like this.
Can we avoid it?
But not of course this way, yeah? She should try maybe this move, but then rook e4, rook takes e7 still. It's the same problem probably.
So e7 was the decisive error, was it?
Yeah, looks like.
Okay, it's stalemate.
It's a stalemate.
It's still a draw.
Quite unfortunate maybe turn the events for the Indian player. I guess this rook endgame was a winning one for her, but maybe she rushed a bit and then she underestimated probably this defensive idea of stalemate. Okay, so I think with all the games finished, we have our little rest now. Yes, we remind you that our hashtag #UGRACHESS is there, so please refer to that.
Interact with us on Twitter using it.
And yes, and there are plenty of interesting stuff there. So we will be back shortly after 5-10 minutes, and we will watch the second game of the tiebreaks of the second round of the World Championship in Khanty-Mansiysk. So stay with us.
Obviously, the next compilation is in the module itself. I've never been over it again. One big line to the one other.
So welcome back. The second game is already starting, and we're having this position between Katerina Lagno and Huan Tan Chang. As far as I informed, this Trang is supposed to be pronounced like Chang.
Chang.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what is this? A French defense. Once not very usual in well, high-level chess, but for some reason some players continue playing it,
Yeah, sure.
including Alexander.
No, D6 is.
B6 is kind of not the most often used
Yeah,
continuation.
okay. I was normally playing knight c6, and after castle I was trying different moves, but B6 is also okay.
Is the idea to trade the light squared bishop? So then Queen e2 is like the logical one, and then
Queen
a5.
Yes, Queen e2 is one of the main replies from white, yes.
Mm-hmm. So but white castles and allowing this trade.
Yeah, knight 1 also quite a typical idea. White wants to jump queen g4.
Mm-hmm. But for some reason I wouldn't like giving up light squared bishop so easily as white, and also black get rid of the worst piece. So what's the point? It's just space advantage, is
Space
it?
advantage now, yeah. Space advantage and potential attack on the key inside down, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, more moves, okay. So black castles. Queen to g4. The knight comes back without any invitation, but I mean black just improves her worst piece. It can be blamed for that.
Knight e3, knight c6, h4, yeah. I mean the game proceeds quite logical, yeah.
And h4, like the move that more or less determines white's inclination to play on the king side.
Yes, and bishop d5. Yeah, I think white is sort of enjoying here. At least what I see here, so...
As a French player, you would mind having this position as black.
Well, as a French player, I can accept, but I would say that white is still keeping a certain pressure. Yeah. White has build up a good and active position for the pieces. We are not pressing really white center. If f6 is not here, then it's really hard to find some play for black.
So then, like c takes d, and then trying to get the c file. Would it be a viable strategy?
Yeah, sure, but then only c file will not solve all our problems, because soon knight will come to f4, and we will have think really hard how to defend our king. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Spanish
game f4.
Lopez is aimed against Marshall.
Yes, sort of anti-Marshall, d3. And of course f5 is a huge branch here to stop any knight f5, but okay, knight d2 is of course acceptable choice. The Chinese player, she has to win, so probably she will try to play something more sharp, but in the given position maybe it's not as easy for white to find some big and active play. Okay, so she's taken on e6, takes. I guess from the current match situation, this opening looks good for black.
You think for black?
Yeah.
I would say for white, because this, I don't mean e6 as a like huge weakness, but it's a structural. So black.
Yeah, but I
will
think that
have to
this,
deal with
but
for the
it looks
whole
like that this Chinese player, she is quite active and she needs to win. But in this structure, she has to be really patient and play for a long time on small nuances and sort of this. And normally it favors a more experienced player.
Okay, in this sense, yes.
So I mean, from that sense, I think that it's a kind of a case structure.
Okay. And here we have
some theoretical derby. This old line with e4, e5. Yes, I think I was checking this long time ago, but of course my memory is saying nothing right now about this. F4, queen f5. I think it was something in a very old game, like Topalov Kramnik, some Linares back in, I don't know, 97 or sort of this. Takes, bishop h3. So yeah, it's hard to comment because the structure is, you know, is quite broken for the black especially, but at the same time
this position looks quite concrete.
Yes, he can rely on some piece activity, and also if knight lands on d3 in some bright day, then of course everything will be complete opposite. So still my memory is not saying that is it good for white or black. I mean, there is some e5 or knight e5, is some other moves. But Yekaterina is probably following her preparation of sort of this. So as we can see, another fighting game here. So maybe yeah, it's like with the black colors, she just tries to play on the second roll and tries to defend against Maria's activity in Karakan, and with the white pieces, she is normally like you know, accepting any possible challenge and tries to fight.
Very aggressive.
Quite an interesting match strategy. This position, I think I've seen not very almost recently. I think I've seen this. I think it's a game between. I think I was commenting this position in some Russian super final, but I'm just confusing which one. In December or in August, but it was, I think, Natalia Pogonina with black playing who, and white, I think, opted for knight d2, knight c4, then queen f5, and it was a game. I think their game was like this, like knight d2, maybe castle, knight c4, queen c this, queen this, queen e7, and I was wondering in my commentaries why not knight b6 here. I think white player makes some other move. I think it was, yeah, I think it was in August, and I think Yelena Tamilova was, I think, playing white. And black, for some reason, I think it was Natalia Pogonina. I think it was some move, then black simply developed the bishop, and it was a normal game. And I think in my comments I was wondering, but why not to go this way? I couldn't really understand why, because, okay, rook b8, you simply take the pawn. If takes this, okay, this jump of the bishop is dangerous, but where to jump? So it's not really clear. White looks like almost a healthy exchange up. So if we follow this logic, then of course I don't know, maybe knight d2 or knight d3 first, because knight d2 also gives an option to play maybe bishop e6 first. And if white starts with knight a3 here, then if bishop e6, I don't know if it makes, okay, now I mean the difference that white has b5 move now. b5, let's say c5. I don't know if it's very dangerous for black or not.
Knight c4.
Knight c4, let's say, then take.
After this trade, white should be quite okay.
Castle.
With
okay, but at the same time,
yeah,
but at the same time, black will manage to go queen c7, b6. Black is absolutely fine. So, okay, it's hard to say. It's concrete position, but looks like maybe white is good or not. I mean, f4, e4, e5 is another idea. So, white has plenty of ideas. Okay, basically two of them. But I mean, in a current position, normally white has to make a choice, either knight d2 or knight e3. I mean, because of this bishop b6 move. And in their game, this knight c4, castle, queen f5. I think it's in this moment black would probably need to accept exchange, but then white of course enjoys. Okay, b takes e5 is also possible, but even the clear move like knight f5, and in the same game white has a constant pressure because this knight on f5 basically stops.
Well, this
these
looks
two
like
pawns,
a terrible position for black.
These two pawns stop the 3 pawns, and white can slowly improve their own structure, plus they can use the d files, so sort of this. And the Chinese player, she has to win, so I don't know if she follows that game or she has her own ideas. This we don't know. In this match, white opted for this system. Bishop g4, knight c6, and just queen d1. Okay. So what will black do now? Maybe 94.
94 is possible, I guess.
Because it's e5, I don't like e5, even d5. I think okay, despite the close type of the position, two bishops will tell it someday. And this, I don't know. This looks pretty okay for black, I guess. Even like very okay for black. I don't know how to respond from white, because this d4 pawn is also hanging. So what to play? Maybe not knight x4, but then what to do? Bishop f7 to go on that way, like let's say if takes, white may have some attack here, yeah. I mean, if we accept, then I don't know, but maybe we can start with c3, and then queen b3, knight g5 later. Actually, it can be maybe dangerous for black. Right here we have queen e6 move, but I don't like the overall picture like this. D5 maybe now. D5. D5 is important. Then if white starts knight g5, then it's probably better. Yeah, and then to go c3 on the next.
It's interesting, but she didn't go there. She just played e5.
Yeah, but knight g5 then okay, and then c3. That's a possible explanation why, because otherwise it's really not easy. But also apart from knight d4, there is also bishop d4. I mean, to go with c3 maybe sometimes to keep the bishop on that diagonal, but white will use probably the same idea of knight g5. And okay, I have the pressure against this pawn, but probably I can lose some material. But overall, it's very principled. I mean, yeah, it's like, let's say c3. I don't know. Let's say I go back. Let's say, I don't know, you jump.
So maybe bishop f6 just to cover this g5.
Bishop f6, yeah, also possible, yeah. Okay, I can maybe still jump first. And there are like different moves. I mean, so this knight f4 looks very principled, this position. If it's good for black, then white is actually already in the trouble. And e5 is kind of giving white chances to do whatever they like. So I think I will play just d5 and play this long game. Here we see some.
Stefanova needs a draw, but she's
draw
not
and
playing
e3
for a draw, is it?
And g3.
Well, she's always playing these slow setups. It's not necessarily the consequence of the sporting situation.
And not knight c3 for some reason. She doesn't like d5 problem, yeah. So if knight c3, some normal like move, then probably some d5, and after this she doesn't want to give this Grunfeld type of the player.
Okay.
So that's probably the explanation of that move. Now white is enjoying nice King's Indian because she wasted some tempo for e4 because she spent one more tempo, but black used the two tempos to play b6 and bishop b7. It's probably the worst way how black can play this. This b4. Now white enjoys, of course. White has a great position and black is basically playing a bad type of king. Okay, she's in a desperate match situation. She has to win, but
which doesn't help as well.
Yeah, and probably she's taking all this necessary and unnecessary risk. So
Natalia Pagonina, who was,
Pagonina
as we were shown, very lucky in the previous game.
Anti-Grunfeld and entering the Binoni with pawn on e3, which quite quickly transposed to the normal Binoni, just white is the tempo up, tempo down. Rook b8. Okay. Yes, and now the play will be about this c6 pawn, if it's a strong pawn or weak pawn, yeah? And also white probably intends with some bh4 to go this way, and now black has to carefully check the way they will deal with the c6 pawn. Okay. I like in defense, why not? more than a rare guess in the modern tournament practice, but we should not forget such an opening.
I heard an opinion that only 4-pawn attack is a challenging enough continuation for white, but nobody really wants to spend time studying all the lines there.
Sure. The 8. Okay. This actually is more or less typical for many Karo or Scandinavian defenses. Also, it happened in American defense. So, of course, not easy to win that with black, but overall, you know, with some slowly but sure play, she can hope to get some chances later. Okay, let's go back. That game, after bishop g5, black went through g8.
What's the point of this move? Like vacating the square for the knight?
She's sort of preparing f6, I guess.
Okay.
Sort of.
Okay. Which is like the only viable breaking option for black.
Or maybe knight f8 she wants to have, or f6 or knight f8, because I don't see any other points.
Okay.
This move, knight f4, of course, white can try. Bring more piece, and then intending maybe some queen h5 later. She came immediately here. f6. And knight f4 is not working, yeah? Okay, queen 8 is also there, yeah?
Yes.
I mean, I was thinking if I can play something sparkling like this, but okay, probably not.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be
Giving
to lead
too
us
much.
anywhere.
Too much. And this is already 2 pawns for the piece. Okay. So. Okay, but in that way, black has probably succeeded, so they at least simplifies the position, avoiding any strong attack. Still, these central pawns are a bit shaky now, but overall, feeling-wise, I feel that maybe the worst is over for black. And later she may think about, you know, some maybe potential activity in the center. So of course it's not that easy. I mean, these pawns are really hard to push this.
Is it?
Yeah.
Knight f7, e5 already.
Yes, but I mean, you have to be careful because these pawns are hanging. So I don't see if white even goes something like this.
Okay.
Then it's not that easy to regroup your pieces. So in a way, if you want. Okay, but with that bishop, maybe black can play first this. Because the knight suddenly is probably without any good squares, because this I don't like, and if I go this way, then I don't like my knight, yeah, so b5 maybe, so, and so the bishop before, like this, and she plays just b3, or what?
b3, yes, is standing on the board.
Just b3, okay. But overall, of course, black can play. Black can hope to play some long endgame and to use her potential center to fight. She lost the first game, so she is only to win. Here after c3, black responded in the typical way, rook b8, c4. Just wondering why not to take, which would be maybe quite logical. I want to go queen c4, and with bishop d6 I probably have rook d8, and I think it should be okay for black, yeah? But white has knight e5 here. Knight e5, and I don't have that. Okay. So knight d7. Because if white goes d4, then of course it's a different direction. D takes e5. Okay.
Arriving at d3 can be bad.
No, it looks like black has a great position. Knight on g3 is completely out, and if black will play knight g3, knight c5, I think it's white is a tough position. Black is completely dominating. So
Not even talking that Nishitsune should play for a win.
yeah. Well, here after bishop h3 happened knight d5, knight d2, and knight f2.
Bam.
Boom. Okay, white has to take, bishop c5. And now what goes on the board?
Threatening to take and play g5, I assume.
Yeah, maybe g5 immediately, maybe knight d3. There are plenty of options for black.
Maybe it's just it.
If I defend somehow.
You still can take and play g5 if you want to.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't have any sort of jumps here. Okay. This maybe not enough if I'm taking g5. Not so easy. So we'll take knight d3. So whatever I do, black can simply take.
Not even talking about possible knight d3.
Well, but maybe if queen d3, then just to take on c4.
Yeah.
That was
okay.
my,
that would be a
my
blunder.
point.
Okay.
To stop this and to prepare bishop e3, but if takes bishop e5 takes queen e5, knight c4, queen somewhere. Okay, queen h5 is a blunder. Hard to say, it's not that easy. If knight f3 maybe also. But that's the move. But
Knight f3, then you can go knight d3.
Knight f3 allows, apart from all, also knight g3. Yes, black can even go this way. And this can be probably too painful.
Too much material.
Looks like that black is attacking without two pieces, that bishop on c8 and rook on a8 is completely out of play.
Right.
And white is temporary a piece up, and feeling-wise white should find something, so it's not possible to say that, okay, with such a quick play, black can, completely destroy white, but so far it's not that easy to find a move, yeah? Queen e2, yes, she played queen e2. And here, unfortunately for white, it looks like that simply black has no choice, because this is not good, I guess. So, and g5 is not here because bishop is e3, so rook f4 is basically the same.
Was it not good? Could they take on f4?
You mean now?
No, I mean with the knight d3, knight c4. Like knight f4.
Please?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, you can take, I can also take.
Right. It's nothing.
You need to spend the tempi, because your queen is hanging like this. Can even go this way.
Yeah, it's over.
You have some pressure, but basically probably not enough. No, the problem is just simple taking. That's the way it actually happened. That's the real problem. Because king f2, g5, queen f2, g5. Whatever white plays, okay, she takes with the queen. Yeah, sort of more logical, and I suppose black has to go g5. And now what? Do I missing something important here? Okay, because also this queen b6 later, it will be some idea to trade queens. So okay, of course white can play, I don't know, any move like rook f1, but I don't feel that's the way it should be played. Even some knight d3 maybe. I don't know, knight d3 maybe I have some queen d4 now. That's still nothing probably because of this. Queen c5. Using same more motive. Yeah?
Yeah, of queen trading because of the pin.
This endgame is not like a dead loss for white, but objectively, of course.
Well, it's just a clear exchange.
Clear exchange, okay, but I have active pieces and black pieces are still not yet active enough. But yeah, anyway, it's like I don't know where actually white in which moment white make some mistake. Like in this moment, probably knight d2 is sort of too much.
Looks like an opening trap of some sort.
Because it's like very consistent play of white. Yeah? It's like she's attacking and she tries to use the hanging position of the black piece, and suddenly after this, it's really not clear how to proceed.
Yeah, black suddenly just gets material. Yeah, g5 is played. Okay.
Here actually happened what I was discussing. So this queen e7, knight b6. Yeah, okay. So what is?
So now we'll get an answer.
Now we get the answer. But actually, I would just suggest probably just to take the pawn here. I think on e7 without taking on c8. So that maybe just to take. If bishop g4, I guess that's a probable follow-up. And here white has a choice how to play.
But doesn't it make sense to trade this knight for the bishop? Knight on b6
yes,
would be
knight,
a
but
liability.
knight is actually controlling lots of important squares.
Okay.
A8, d7, d5, and actually I like my knight, so I don't see the point to trade. After I think white should be clearly better. But she traded first, and well, here black gets some at least a piece of activity like this. Maybe rook. Queen is on s6. She took on e2. Yeah. Rook e1. Queen s6, yeah. Queen s6. Well, about this I'm not sure. So I still believe that maybe queen s7 without knight at x8 should be more promising for white, because in that case, the only hope is some temporary activity for white, but bishop on g2 is not really active, so I think it should be acceptable for black now. And
so c5 is the threat at the moment.
no, c5 is maybe not a threat, but like just finishing everything and the want.
Okay.
After this e5, d5, on knight e7, bishop d3. Okay, c6. Takes. Okay, but what white is doing basically here? White to go bishop d3 with idea to take on c6.
It's not logical.
I mean, it maybe has logic, but not the most obvious one, yeah? Okay, bishop d3 to the what? To allow knight to
play
jump
against
probably.
f5.
f5. Okay. So black got the center, and now white goes f4 this way. f5. Okay. I would think maybe b3, bishop a3 maybe, yeah, to attack the black center. Okay, f5. Good. Rook b8. Pass. Queen 1. Okay. And f4 comes. So she does not like any sort of b3, bishop a3 idea. So she wants to attack from that side. And f5 maybe to stop the potential check from b6. So now all the white moves are somehow quite easy to explain. So they were all connected with the idea that she wants to play f4. Because I wasn't sure at all that white wants to play f4, but now I think that okay, it's also a possible way how to play. Yeah, I don't know. Position remains, of course, pretty complicated. Black is pressing along the b file. White has two bishops, and the center soon probably will be opened. And sometimes rook on b8 may run under some bishop before this. This we stopped about this moment. I think
Yeah, with the conclusion that white has a good game.
White is enjoying. Yeah, white is enjoying. Very nice. King's Indian. Bishop g5. Okay. So white exchanged the light square bishop. Knight d2. Knight f1. Knight f1. Where does this knight go to? I think with the knight on f1 I would consider playing knight d2, but not vice versa. So knight f1. Okay, I will not comment any further. Queen d7, knight g3. Okay, she wants knight g2, so she wants to just to trade the knight.
Just to challenge the knight.
Okay, but anyway, with the absence of black knight, I mean the knight on e6 is so bad that it's really hard to enjoy him. It's really hard to imagine how he will join the plane. I mean, okay, the rook on b1 has to protect the b4 pawn, but overall this knight is almost not forever bad, but it's like very, very big piece for black. And of course, after h5, she simply played knight g2.
Yeah, also Antonetta is quite short on time compared to her opponent, so maybe she'll just want to make it more simple.
Yeah. Okay, if she exchanges the knight, I can understand her strategy. It's just a very, very easy game for white. She can take the rook e2, next move rook e1.
And black has a choice.
And black can resign, yeah. So black can make a pass probably because knight f4, e4. I don't know, let's say some pass.
D4.
Yeah, because we can't take the pawn. Okay, we probably go here. But this position is also, I mean, maybe not very easy for black. Okay, but they have this idea. Okay, but white can take. And once again, with the knight on e5 or somewhere here, it can be some chances with f5 or sort of it. But with the knight on e6, it's hard. So white has a clear and long-lasting edge here, and Antoinette is quite close to her third round. In this game, we've seen this position about this moment, where the pawn appeared on c6, and it was a question if it's a weakness or strong one. And after this, finally, it's quite quickly black eliminated, so it's good for them. Rook e7 probably preparing e5 and attacking f7 pawn. But it turned out not for a long time. And queen b7, c4.
This rook is annoying.
Rook is annoying, but white's bishop is on c1, so for white, white has their own light problems, yeah? This, queen b5, and queen c7. So the young player doesn't like to trade queens. Okay, it's understandable. So maybe some players can think about playing like trade c3. So like this, trade to go c3. I mean, just because bishop d4 is also sometimes the idea. I mean, I doubt that white will play something like b3 now and try to play for win.
That might be dangerous.
Otherwise, okay, we can change and shake hands basically. And the first game was drawn actually, so for her it's not a problem. I mean, if she makes a draw with black, then okay, they will continue fighting with a shorter time control here. But this queen c7 a bit. I mean, it's either good or bad basically. So like queen b5, queen b5, c3 is a kind of normal, and this she is trying either to win or lose basically. So, and what happened after that move? Rook f4 probably happened. Yeah? Nothing happened. Rook f4. F4 is a very brave move, yeah?
Bishop d4.
She wasn't afraid of any moves like knight f2 or sort of this, which actually can happen, like this, yeah? Maybe it's not just forcing, maybe white can defend in some way. Okay.
There are very few checks.
And knight e6. Now white has to trade queens, I guess. Otherwise, black takes on e3, and white's king position will be considerably weakened. So,
queen a5.
Yes, I would probably try to play like this with white. And let's say if black trade, okay, he can take on b2 or take on e3. Take on 3 is probably just a draw should be. If take on b2. I don't know, maybe some rook. Well, maybe even some ugly c3. How to play here? Okay, still maybe some practical chances here for black, because c3 is quite annoying. So overall, white is on defensive side, and black is using all their chances to play for win. Here b6 comes. Oh. B6 is very radical move. Yeah, it's like, okay, you are stronger, but I will challenge you on the stronger side. I mean, so I will show you who is the boss here. Yeah? Okay, the 5. Sometimes people, when they're desperate, they're coming up with completely untypical ideas. Yeah. So white changes in that way, goes b5 and h6.
It's like when you're playing Go against a stronger player and he changes the course of the game to different sides of the board at unexpected moments. Like
well, in Go we have
A5.
but in Go we have another problem that, let's say, if the strong player plays against a weak one, he basically wins just by pure technique. So he doesn't need to invent nothing. So because the size of the board is so huge that the pure technique is simply enough. But in the chessboard, because the board is considerably smaller, basically you don't have so much resources to prove that you are stronger than you have, then much bigger precision required. I mean, so you cannot rely just on your technique. Let's say if we play 10 games, then I can rely on my technique that, let's say, maybe 6 or 7 of them I win and 3 maybe we make a draw. The same with the Go. I mean, so let's say overall the stronger guy will win the whole board, but in the local fights, 2 or 3 fights may end up with a more or less splitted result. So it's basically more or less the same logic. So, and but this b6 a5 challenging white here. Okay, it looks like a pretty genius idea. Okay, so all the games are still in progress.
This one progressed quite
fine. I guess white is winning, so it means that Katerina Lagno is proceeding to the third round, and quite deservedly. I think she was playing
somewhere
better
here. Black was quite okay
throughout the match, and yeah, bishop c7. Black should keep the knight f7, knight f4. That's what I actually mentioned, is that these pawns can be under attack, and this is actually what happened. So black basically lost the central
just
pawn.
Lost the pawn.
And because she also lost the first game, basically it's already a desperate position, so black can safely resign here.
Alexander decided to invade with b3.
Knight d3, yes, okay, logical. Rook f1, queen c5, also logical.
What can
Knight
you do?
h1.
You have to protect this pawn.
You have to protect, yeah, okay. And g3, just to be sure that this knight will not come back, yeah? So
it's like cemented. On
he will leave there, yeah. f5 I like, yes, f5 I like this move to stop f4, f5 and rook f4, and also basically suggest your opponent to resign, basically. It's like, okay, I see you. It's like I see you next possible active move. Okay, it's out. Maybe you will just resign. Or okay, we can play, of course. But I think that's a nice and very polite way to suggest you to resign. So h3, no, we can still play a bit. Okay, obviously black is positionally winning, and also the tournament, okay, sorry, not tournament, but the match situation favors them. Alexander is leading to 1, so most probably after that game we will see another Russian player who will qualify. So she can play
king h8 here.
She can play whatever she wants here. And okay. And in this game, yeah, this g5, and it turned out that probably black is simply exchange up. King h1 is probably okay. That's probably
as good as any other move.
The best fighting option, at least to avoid all possible queen trades.
Vacating the square for the rook.
Rook g1, queen c7, knight e2 defending, king h8, sort of still probably attacking the pawn. Yeah,
defending against f5 if it was possible. At some point.
And it looks like
Looks like black shouldn't have much of a trouble.
Maybe it's not enough for white. I mean, e5 can be some idea. Knight e4. If I'm on time with knight on e4, I can hope for some play. But e5, I'm afraid that can be queen takes e5. No? Can it be like this or not?
Why not?
Why not? Because we have to calculate
g6. Okay.
And yeah, but even h6, g6, unfortunately. Yeah? Unfortunately, because there is this move.
Yeah, h5.
And this should not be enough, probably. Yeah? And if not rook g6, then probably tough, yeah? Yeah, okay, if not e5, so she has taken like this, and b5, yeah? And b5 also, like, yeah, it's a kind of a good move. Sometimes black will have the option to...
Yeah, black will have the bishop on b7
and the pawn is hanging. And this move, probably even e5 can be just enough, yeah? Because I thought if queen g7, I go knight e5, and it's suddenly quite like this, maybe this move, yeah? If I take, White is still hoping to get some cheapos after e6, but objectively black should defend with some accurate play, and I don't know, maybe c5 now, just to kick this queen from this queen c3 b4, like this. Objectively black should be fine here, because this knight on e2 is very unfortunate for white. So yeah, black is doing fine, and white is in a very tough
some practical
situation.
Chances still
Practical
remain.
chances, of course, still exist, because it's after all it's already a fourth game and it's a rapid chess, so of course chances exist, but objectively black is absolutely great. And here we stopped about this moment. Rook d1, defense, and another jump. So she wants
Lots
queen.
of mating
She
trades.
wants queen of
Yes.
8, yeah? So only playing for some cheap tactic, yeah? Okay, defending again. And b6. Wow.
What? Okay.
What a move, eh? What a fighting spirit. Not b takes c6. But because she lost the first game. Now I understand. Because otherwise b takes c6 would be, of course, more like clear way for white. I guess it should be maybe enough resources to attack the pawn and to make the draw, but she doesn't need
She
the draw.
just needs
She
to
can't. I mean, she can't make a draw.
keep more
And
pawns
that's
on
why.
board.
Okay, but that's just a healthy pawn up for black. Okay, so black is objectively having huge advantage, but okay, white was forced to play this desperation style of play with b6, and the player from Uzbekistan, she is also very close to her third round. Okay, in this way, after f4, there is a massive change in the center. Knight f5. Okay, attacking some squares, going back, c5, c3. It's like white has two bishops, and black's structure is potentially weak, but at the same time black is quite active. And
Yeah, I think this weakness on g3 might be more important. Well,
queen a3. Okay, and black decides to change queens because I would thought that maybe she will try to keep. Maybe she doesn't like that bishop a3 with tempo. Yeah, comes. Because I thought that maybe something like this, just to keep queens. If this, maybe take, then some rook e2. I mean, just try to play active. So, because okay, without the queens, it's of
maybe
course
there is something concrete.
Now it's easier a little bit for white. Now she wants just to say that bishop f2, rook b2, yeah?
Yeah, maybe hang on to a pawn.
Simple chess, yeah? And this is, what? Okay.
Just move rook somewhere. Down e2.
Yeah, there are plenty of moves for black here, yeah. I mean, I don't know if she wants later to defend the pawn or not. I mean, there is knight b5, there is rook moves, which can defending knight, so This move is possible. This move is also possible. I mean, just to stop b-ish before. But this I don't like particularly because rook goes away from this open line, and I can simply may think about taking like this. Bishop h6. Oh, still, it's not without a problem. Yeah, so black has quite a nice choice, but overall I don't like white strategy. I think after this it looks a bit weird. Yeah, because our white pieces became not nicely coordinated. So, and it looks like white is for sure on the defensive side. In this game, after this, when jump f3. And rook e2.
It's kind of impossible to attack on the king side without this light square.
Yeah, it's really hard because there are almost no pieces left. I mean, so normally you need to bring all your pieces to break white defense, but you have basically only lonely queen who is, shocking there. But it's and white has very clear rook e2, rook e1.
White just has a huge pressure.
Basically, okay, no, just rook e2 and resigns because next move rook e1 and this knight is gone. So
Right.
And it's a very clear threat. So after rook e2. So probably only now Dinara maybe realized that rook e2 is a very strong threat, but it's a very typical way how white is normally punishing black knight is on e6, especially with a pawn on b6. I mean, with pawn on b7, white it would take longer, of course. White need maybe to prepare c5 break, maybe to open through some other. But with a pawn on b6, that's the fastest way to win the game. Just rook e2, rook e1, and without the light square bishop, you simply piece up. And yeah, overall,
it's highly likely that
it's,
proceeds
it
to the
looks
next
like
stage.
the game is okay. Chess-wise, the game is over. So white has a decisive advantage, and she's leading with 2-1. So it's even draw is enough for her. So here, what we have in this moment, 96, Queen d5. Okay, so Natalia decided that okay, she'll pick up the challenge and she'll have enough resources to defend. Okay, maybe rightly so, because okay, not so much pieces left, and basically white needs to watch out carefully. Basically only for e3 pawn. Queen e7 immediately attacking, counter attacking. Queen e6 and queen b6. Yeah. For the moment, of course, white's bishop on f1 is a bit out of play now, but white is attacking the d6 knight and basically having only one weakness on a3. It's maybe sort of possible. And queen e8. Aha, what a move. Queen e8. Tricky move. That can be, such a play can be dangerous for white, because this Chinese young player, she plays very tricky sometimes. Like Queen e8, I like this move here. Yeah, because now she's kind of also, she's prepared, she also defended her rook on c8, she stopped any possible simplifications on the bank rank, and now her next move is knight f5. Yeah, she also prepared rook b8 in some positions, even probably immediately next move.
Even next move.
And knight e5 is also quite annoying for white, because after knight e5, okay, what to do? Rook e3.
Yeah, rook e3.
So rook e3 is a possible move now, but it's of course a bit passive to play like this.
Now it's rook b8 then. Oh no.
No, rook b8. The knight is thinking, but
yeah.
okay, you can play just knight e5, let's say. For the moment, and still it's still white is facing some problems. It's not that easy to parry this pressure. Yeah, queen 8 is a good move. Yeah, and now white needs to think, and she almost has no time to think. She's down to her last 2 minutes, and the time increment not 30 seconds but only 10 seconds. So it's not like in the classical games. So. Okay, she was lucky in the previous game, but let's hope that she may be also lucky in that one as well. But overall position, of course, is may become slightly dangerous. Okay, what else here?
Jansai against
Jansai, yes, and here after this challenge on the queen side, actually, in some sense, black succeeded, yeah, because his knight on b5 is sort of eternal knight, but he brings absolutely no problems for black. But this knight on b4 stands even better problem because it also closes some lines, and the knight on c6 will be protected, and black will press the d4 pawn. Like this, so. Overall, it should be about equal, I think, but black can play. Black can play. It's not dead. It's not a dead position. Still, black can hope for something, but it's like typical for any type of position with isolated pawn that white normally controls the c file, and this knight on b5 safely protects the d4 pawn. And then white is kind of saying, okay, but I have enough activity to compensate my my structural weakness on d4. Sort of this. Okay, let's go back. So what we have?
Katerina already
Katerina
won.
Lagno won, and it's very deservedly. She was playing better in the whole match. So congratulations to her. She's one of the first today who went into the third round. In this position, black is, I guess, enjoying herself a bit, but now white is at least not as dead as been before, yeah? So knight is on f2, and g4, some psychological move to say that I also exist on the board, yeah? It's like, you are not the only one who is present here. But of course, chess-wise still it's look pretty dead. Yeah, h4, and now g5, and
G5.
yeah, g5 of course, because, and you have to, I don't know, you have to bang the clock, you have to, you know, put 3 chewing gums inside your mouth, and you have to do something else, otherwise, you know, chess-wise it's completely senseless what goes on. But if you add it with some theater, you may hope for some sudden result. Like pretend that I will activate my knight. I don't know where it goes, but now g4 and something else.
Queen c5, queen e7.
Queen c5. Okay, I don't know what white will do next. Maybe some queen f2, trading queens, attacking the pawn, and saying that I've never been as good as now. So okay. Objectively, probably black missed at certain moments before, but still position looks like quite attractive for them. White is rook down, yeah? If I'm not mistaken, and black's to move. Okay, white is hoping to get some knight g6 checks or what? A bit desperate play.
Thought it's white to move, but no. Check.
Yes, this happened. Immediately, without even bishop saved immediately.
b4, as expected.
h3. And now she understood that queen h3, queen f5 is completely hopeless, and she came knight f4. But that should be also hopeless, yeah? So her hope is maybe to trick queen e5, knight g6, I guess, huh? But I think, yeah, even this is possible. This, I don't know, some queen, just to stop check.
Queen e7. Followed by rook
e6.
Rook f8 still.
Rook f8.
Can we do it?
F8 is still possible, but I think she wants to do this check, and if queen f6 to go e7.
Bishop. Oh yeah.
That's her probably like her hope.
Nice.
And if to take with the queen, what will be? It looks like a wonderful play by white, but what next? Next move is rook g8 and shake hands, yeah? Rook g5. Okay, but that's not something serious. Yeah, I can go simply rook g8. And the game looks over.
Yeah, Katerina is about to resign.
Just a simple piece up for black and no compensation. Quite a pitiful result for Katerina. I think she has so many chances in that match, and yesterday she had a great and I think winning position, and she lost it. Also today, yes, at some moment she had an advantage at the end game, but also didn't probably use all her chances in that game, but here it was just very unfortunate turn of events for her. This I don't know, either she forgot something or mixed something at the opening, or she overestimated her idea with bishop h3 knight d2. But
Yeah,
at least after bishop c5, it was a critical moment at the game. But my calculations are not showing some nice way for white how to reply. And this after g5, it looks like okay, white has some practical chances, but objectively black is exchange up. So looks like that, and okay, and this position is of course lost for her. What else we have? Here white is continue pretending that she is fighting for something, avoiding all possible exchanges. Black is simplifying. Queen d8, queen d5. So finally, with limited material, white is constructed some sort of activity. Black decided that knight b6. What's going to be some rook d4? Why not?
I don't know, knight b6.
Why not? Rook g4 probably. Yeah, rook g4. There's the point. Yeah, rook g4 and. Okay, if queen f8, rook g7, and it can be something dangerous, yeah, and to play this. Okay, I can understand, looks a bit shaky, yeah? Okay, rook g6 is not yet a mate, but f6 also may be possible, yeah. Even more than possible, yeah? Okay, but I understand maybe she was a bit afraid to play chess like that, so I think it's with... It's hard for white to prove that he has something real, so happened queen 8, queen d4, c5, queen f1. And again, black is choosing not to take because of probably the same idea rook g4, but she played knight b4. g2. But now black needs to be careful about the pawn, yeah? Yeah, because sometimes if you move your queen, white has rook 8, yeah? And the game is still sort of in progress, yeah? Bella Khatanashvili is just probably enjoying, I don't know what, because she has to resign. Objectively, I don't know why she's keep on playing. What happened here? Rook e4. K4. And it's not possible to take. Bishop b5 probably then, yeah? So I decided to attack. Okay. 6. So she's preparing rook f5 with king g1. And thank you, bishop, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, but anyway, I told you this rook on e3 and this miscoordinated position, it was obvious that something may go wrong, but maybe it's even not easy to save it, yeah? How to play. So actually badly placed, yeah? Position. So of course that was a mistake after g5, maybe some bishop f3 here. Some move like this maybe. It's still of course black is absolutely fine and white is suffering, but
yeah, black has next
it's a 6.
And
easy game. It's nothing to yeah.
It's more than 20 moves played in this position.
And Harika is thinking, and it's not easy to understand why.
Just to make sure. Yeah, okay. They shake hands and Harika wins.
And here, and Stefanova is basically she's still completely winning, despite she's an exchange down, but she has so many pawns. Like if she eats on f4, it's gonna be 3 pawns for the exchange, and basically all these massive pawns are going. So okay, still it should be quite easy for her to finish the match. Natalia Pogonina is kind of survived probably the worst, because she's down to her 10 seconds time control and it's pretty tough, of course. So happened rook c6, h5, rook c3. This move looks strange to me. Bishop e2, c7. Knight rook e6. Bishop f1. Okay. And
Black
looks
still
like
has some active
yeah, black
possibilities.
has this idea of bringing knight to this weak dark squares. Yeah, rook c3, queen e1, rook f3. Yes, white is fighting. Maybe some knight e4 now, no? Knight e4 is the pawn is hanging. And f5.
Still not f5.
Knight f5.
Checking some perpetuals, but it probably wouldn't work.
Knight f5 is it? Look. Knight f5 maybe yes, because if white takes, you probably cannot take on h5, and it's not yet a fortress. Yeah. Yeah, knight f5 is possible. I think she maybe wants to put knight unstable position. Yeah, I think she plays knight f5, queen f2, queen c1, g4. G4 is quite.
G4 looks like desperation if it's not.
No, it's not. She wants to take on f7. I think. Yeah, it's not a desperation. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
very,
what I
very.
mean, if
It's very, very demanding move.
supported by
Yeah.
concrete
It's
gains.
demanding, but maybe with a concrete reason, it's kind of okay. Yeah? Probably the Chinese play a bit. Yeah, but maybe in this position, I don't know if f5 was possible. Because this setup with the knight on e4 can be quite unpleasant for white. So here, yeah, now it's an interesting moment actually. So how to respond?
In the video, we see that Ekaterina Talik resigned.
Okay, it doesn't mean that black is facing some real big troubles, but it's probably still kind of acceptable for her.
And Antonetta Stefanova drew with Dinara Salvakasa.
And I think she has
So
taken
Antonetta
on g4 and
advances.
played knight h6, I think. And rook f7 happened. So she's also taken on f7, queen f7. King goes where? King goes to h6, and looks like should be drawn now, yeah? Some white most probably will take on e6, black takes on f1,
Yeah,
king
it's
h2.
played.
Yeah, okay, now it should be draw, I think.
Yeah, they shook hands, so they will continue
Continue
10-minute games.
continue enjoying themselves, yeah. Enjoying themselves, and here finally black succeeded in outplaying her opponent, it looks like. At least black became really, really active, and white is facing a very, very hard task how to defend this position. Knight on e5 much stronger than the knight on b5. Basically, a pawn is not yet dangerous. Just rook e2 if f5. This can be easily critical for white. d5.
It's quite easy to blunder something.
Knight here. Rook
Also, both players are under 1 minute.
f2. No. F2. No. And is it good to play chess like that? Rook c1, yes. King h2, and it's not yet a mate. I mean, knight f5, just rook f1, yeah. Surprisingly, it's not.
Queen
It's not a mate.
e5. Knight f1. Interesting.
Takes. And what now? And what now? No, but I think black missed something here. It looks so scary at this moment. Okay, this is like this, but in this particular moment. Okay, in the worst case, she could simply, taking on d5. I don't see what was wrong here. Just even knight takes d5. Why not a take? Black is in, white is sort of in the Zuglang almost. And next is also queen e5 is coming. Yeah. So it's a
few moves, I mean.
Yeah, he played this move, king g1. And what happened? What happened? She plays king f this, knight takes d5, rook takes f7, and now it's a kind of a fight again, yeah? And both players are very, very short on time. Some rook a1. No. It's black's to move, eh? Yeah, rook a1. Knight d4. Now white has reasonable chances to save the day, yeah? Rook s7, so black would probably play some knight f4 now. Still this knight on f4 is a bit annoying, of course, but some knight f3 maybe. Check. Maybe activate the king. Maybe the pawn will run. It's hard to say so. No, she plays king f6. Of course, it's still anything happening, but black was completely winning at certain moment, and it would be it would be of course a great chance for the Chinese player because she lost her first game
very quickly.
Okay, but nothing else to do. King f3, g5. Yeah, now black will try to ease his both pawns, I guess. Yeah.
And I'm sure what white can save her king side.
No, it's still tough, and she's down to her last 2-3 minutes. I mean, it's
it's even seconds, like 15 seconds.
Yeah. So sorry, she's down to her last 10 seconds, not even minutes, of course. Black is also playing on seconds, and so
quite a dramatic finish.
Yeah, and in all the other games, I guess, finished. Yeah, so Antoinette make a draw, which enough for her to go to the next round, and this game is also finished. And Tan Zhongui, she's piece down against Tohir Jonova from Uzbekistan, and since she lost her first game, she's also out of the competition. And yes, Maria Muzachuk, she won the game, and she proceeded also to the third round. After very, very dramatic match, Alexandra Kostyuk won, and she also proceeded. And yeah, Katerina Lagno also won. So we have basically only this one game, which is still in progress. So we'll focus on it. What is the current situation? It's maybe. I think it was like
a few checks, like rook a3.
It was few checks.
King e4, rook a2.
It was some checks, and the king is where? Because
the king is on e4, I think.
King is on e4, you think? Like rook a2, rook a8,
yeah.
Rook g2, s6.
Rook a2, a7.
Rook a2, s7. King g7, knight c6, yeah?
King g7, you're defending against rook h8.
Yeah, rook a4 check. Not clear what is the intention of such a check. Maybe hopefully for king f3, rook a3, king g4, rook g3 mate, yeah?
That's a possibility.
Yeah. Because black anyway has to take and to... Or maybe she wants g4 now, yeah? Take and h3. Maybe that's the point. But then I can go rook d8.
Maybe. She wants 95.
95. 95. But 95 you can't basically win if I take the pawn, no?
Okay.
Simply I have no chance.
G4
or knight h3. No, but you cannot play for the draw. Either gambling with g4 or just take on h3 and push both pawns. Yeah, g4. Gamble. Correct. That's how it should be played.
But knight also stands on defense, does it? I don't see it.
Yes, I think knight is on the 4, and it's and it's protected, and now she has to solve the huge task. It's not clear how she replied actually on g4.
It would be nice to see the board on video.
I think she moved somewhere the rook. I don't know, imagine here she's taking like this. I think it was queen.
Okay.
And probably take. And white pieces are quite clear, so gamble probably wasn't here, yeah? Some g3, what she has to do? Yeah, g3. Rook a2. There are plenty of ways how to stop these pawns, I guess. Okay, rook a2. Knight f2, knight d4. Of course, king is near, knight is near, everyone is near, so
should go right h3.
white has to defend somehow. We can't say that it should work for black. What is the most simple here? Okay, h2 is basically the only serious threat, so knight f3 probably. Next move is probably king f4. h2. Okay, 1. No, it's still not easy, yeah. Okay, still should be draw, of course, but now it can be a little bit tricky. So white probably rook at all was a mistake. But feeling-wise, it should be quite an easy task here after g3. I don't know if maybe knight d4 immediately, maybe g2. Knight e2, maybe it was like that. It was maybe easier. I mean, if white wants to make a draw, and then to decide maybe where to put the king on this one. King f7. Wow, I like this approach. Cool. Okay. So she calmly defends the pawn and saying that white is almost in the Zugzwang here.
Queens,
Queen. So she takes, king g4, king f6, king h3. Okay, now it's a draw.
Getting clear.
King f5, king g2, king f4. Black is using all chances she has, yeah? Knight g1 is possible to play. If she's afraid of any ghosts, yeah? Knight f2, knight e2, knight g3, and okay. Should be quite an easy draw. She may consider knight d4 also, but there is some e5, yeah? And yeah, it's maybe less convincing, yeah?
Oh no, not knight e2. No, it's not possible then.
Maybe
king e3.
Maybe king e3 now, yeah? Because okay, otherwise the draw is too easy, yeah?
That's cute.
And what happens here? No, this is very, very fine, yeah? Like this. Yeah, king e3, bravo, that's the only practical chance, yeah.
Some study-like
this. 5, knight g2. Because like this, white can maybe lose, yeah? It's always an e-pawn goes, and white may, be failing to find some moves, so. And she didn't hook actually, yeah? I think she played knight h3. Here, knight g5, e5, knight f7. Smart. Okay, but e4 should be played there. No any other move.
Like
yeah.
96 or something.
96, king f4. Okay. And I'm keeping both pawns. No, white has to take now, yeah.
Okay.
And white has to take, and the problem is that 96 is coming, so king king e2, but then 96-95. Yeah, unfortunately for black. She was fighting like a monster in the endgame. Maybe knight h1, yeah? So desperate attempt, but okay. It should not work, of course. Like it's down to her last seconds. We see 0, 0, 0. She has to move. Ah,
That's a
she
flag,
lost
right?
some time. She lost some time, yeah. Okay, but that's a draw.
Yeah.
Looks like. At least I don't see
Is
how
it a
to-
loss or a draw, actually? Draw mating positions, I think.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I think if there is so much concern about the ratings, they probably can do it like this, so.
No, I mean just technically.
So, we have lots of winners, and how many tiebreaks we will still keep,
Well,
keep on
Natalia
going?
Pogonina against
Natalia Pogonina.
Judziner.
And who else we have? Natalia Pogonina. She's the only one who will continue fighting, yeah?
Feels like that, yeah.
Yes. So for the moment we have all the tiebreaks. We have some decisive results, and only Natalia Pogonina with her young Chinese opponent will continue playing on the tiebreak. And meanwhile we have the interview with Harika Drona-Avali.
So, dear friends, we are here with Dronavali Harika from India, who won her match against Bella Khutanashvili from Georgia. So, Harika, please tell how it all went today.
So my first tiebreak rapid game with white pieces, I was clearly winning in the ending. Almost like, I don't know how much plus I must be, but then I messed up and I drew the game. And I was in a frame of mind that I should somehow fight and I should not think about the game, because immediately after 5 minutes the game started. So I kept telling myself that it's common to not win, or like things happen in less time controls. And I kept trying to not focus on that and concentrate on the game. And it went pretty well. In the second game I got from black easily good position, and from there I just kept getting chances and I took it and I was just better.
So, this is the second time when you're here in Khanty-Mansiysk for the World Chess Championship with your grandmother. So, is she a lucky person for you that you're with her today, here this time?
I have been always traveling with my grandmom for all the important tournaments because it's easy for me. She takes care of everything for me. I mean, and also it's a long tournament and it's always better to have someone. So I bring her every time for important tournaments. And in khanty-mansiysk, it's second time for her also in this cold. Even she's getting used to it, so it's fine.
And this year you got married, so it's a very happy event. So, and how has your life changed?
I didn't even get time to understand how life changed, because immediately after marriage I had to prepare for Olympiad. I played Olympiad, then again World Championship I prepared, and I came here. So I didn't even get time to even understand how life changed, or to even enjoy my married life. I just didn't get time. So after this tournament
Is your husband going here to support you?
No, he came to Olympiad, but he couldn't come here because it's too cold for him. He's not used to cold weather, and he has problem with cold, so that's why he couldn't come here.
So, Harika, thank you very much and good luck to you. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back to our live transmission from the second round of the Women's World Championship in Khanty-Mansiysk. Today we have the tiebreaks. All matches were already decided except this one, and you can see on the picture that Natalia Paragonina from Russia is still fighting against a young Chinese player, Zhu Jiner, or what is her name? I don't know how to pronounce it exactly. So that's the first game with short time, more or less short time control, 10 minutes plus, I guess, some additional time. We see the King's Indian was a choice of young Chinese player. The famous Averbach system, not probably the most common choice on the top level, but positionally very, very sound. System for white, Queen D2, and somehow I don't know, like this, okay. So Queen D2, E takes D5, E takes D5, Rook E8, Knight F3, H6, Queen B6, little bit like, now we sort of got the normal Benoni type of the structure with the symmetrical ED-ED. I like to suffer in this type of the positions from the black side, so normally I'm telling to all my students that if I'm suffering, you should not repeat my bad example. And of course I believe that white enjoying a clear and long-lasting plus here. Okay, there are of course different nuances, I mean, depending on the position of the certain pieces, but overall black has to defend here. Rook E8 back, white plays Rook E1, immediately challenging. I don't know why Rook from A to E1, because let's say Rook F to E1 was maybe slightly more normal. Let's say black goes the same way, white can simply go Rook B1. If they want also maybe meaning that sometimes white can play with A3 before later. Another option, Queen F4, I think is also quite good. And looks like, okay, maybe the game is not yet over, but looks like pretty close, yeah? The opening obviously isn't successful for black. Okay, Rook A to 1. Okay, maybe also possible, maybe she will use this position of the Rook on F1 somewhere later, or let's say taking B2 would be without a tempo, Rook F8. Some desperate attempt. Basically what black wants, he wants to go bishop G4, and if lucky to go knight D7 later. If he can conclude the development like this, and position is normally acceptable, and white can hope only for some small plus. But in the current situation, it looks like a dream team for black to finish the development like this. So, okay, let's see if Queen F4 still wins for white or not. Okay, F6, of course I doubt, yeah, this activity should be punished, I guess. But how it should be punished? Okay, I want to punish, but I don't know if it's working, yeah? Strangely enough, can black play like this? Okay, we have of course moves like Rook E7, meaning that, okay, if you go this, then it probably should be mate, yeah, like this, Knight H4. And if not mate immediately, it should be around mate here, yeah? And okay, Rook F7 not possible. If you take this, then that comes the problem if white can win. Looks like white should win, yeah? It's terrible looking position. Maybe even some Rook E1. Just looks like black will resign, yeah? Okay, so anyway, if this is not working, then what is working? I don't know, this bishop E7 next move and some other moves also avoided any possible queen takes B2 with tempo. Natalia went bishop E7. Oh, it's actually even more simple way probably, yeah, to conclude this long game. I guess this she even may think about something brutal like this, or same queen f4. Queen f4 is maybe more to the point, maybe also to keep some knight g5 options here. So anyway, this the beginning of the game is a total disaster for black, and the Chinese player, she has to think only how to look for some practical chances maybe here. Okay, bishop g4 is just an exchange down. Not so clear for what. Queen b2, I'm afraid that white can take the other pawns, or can simply go same queen f4. Even this endgame is pretty bad for black. Hardly we can keep this rook, and most likely I will take exchange later. So okay, some technique of course required here from my side. I mean, the black will play even something like b6, and just try to continue a game like this. Of course it's bad, but okay, what to do? Obviously they made their mistakes earlier, and this queen b6 with combination of knight e4 was probably a bit too much. I mean, this knight e4 probably is a very bad move. And he should have played some maybe bishop g4 in a normal fashion. And okay, white plays this. At least it will be for sure a long game. I think white is better, but it's a long game, so white will need lots of time and effort to break black's position. And knight e4 is too optimistic. Yeah, rook e1. Here rook f8 is also probably another very optimistic move, but okay, what else can be? Maybe to trade, yeah, to go. Maybe even better was just to go bishop g7, yeah, even without a trade. Yeah, so after this, it's I mean, if white defends pawn, then knight e6, and black of course stays in the game. Then okay, it's nothing particular bad has happened, but this rook f8 is a catastrophe. You can't play chess like that, so queen f4 I like a bit more, yes, to stop any potential bishop g4 and just try to win immediately. So because with the pass with bishop, maybe some attack will decide the game, and bishop f7, so she plays bishop g4, finally remembering about the importance of developing pieces. King f8, knight g5, yeah, now knight g5, and in this game everything happens not into the black's favor. h6, just knight f7 wins, whatever else it wins. Basically, the game is chess-wise. This game is over. Because okay, black is behind the development and he's not on time to protect all her pieces. Okay, let's check knight d7, maybe at least to bring some pieces, even though it's maybe not enough to save objectively, but maybe just to prolong some battle. And white, of course, enjoying with every move. h3, whatever, queen f4, knight h7, just too many ways to claim that white has a winning advantage here. So a bit strange play by young Chinese player. Knight f4 was obviously not well timed, but bishop d7 instead of rook f8 would still, at least keep black more or less in the game. So of course their position would be quite dangerous, but probably not yet a lost one. But rook f8, just a disastrous move. Now after knight g5, she suddenly realized how dead she is. So probably she was hoping that she'll have time to play knight e7, then maybe knight e5 in some moment, and at least to fight being exchanged down. But it's not yet just an exchange down. So she has much more other problems to solve. And she's also similarly running now out of her time, but it's not only about time, it's just about the position, which is too bad. Overall, she had much more chances in this match. I think she was winning in certain games, she was pressing, and also she lost completely unnecessarily her second game with a classical time control, in which she was doing absolutely fine, and she could, continue playing with a very safe and natural moves, but instead she came up with something really strange. This is just maybe the fastest way to lose, probably. Knight f7, I think, just kills, and what else? No, knight f7, yeah, it's maybe the fastest way. Just to open the black's king, and we can expect this game to finish within a couple of moves. Okay, but anyway, next game she'll have a white pieces, so I don't know, hopefully she will come back to her senses and show some other level of play. And but of course, lots of credits to Natalia, who despite facing a tough and unknown opponent, she keeps on fighting, she keeps on finding her own resources, and probably sort of force her young opponent to get nervous and starts to make lots of unnecessary and unforced mistakes. King of Sound, yeah, still in this very light fashion. That okay, let's do it in the most quick way. Yeah, I don't know what she's hoping for. bhp5, just it should be like that, yeah. Okay, queen f5, so the only move is bishop f6. Now white has to think how to kill. I mean, there are too many ways to kill, yeah? It's hard to find the moves which are not basically killing. Okay, straight, let's say, go like rook e6, knight d7, rook f1. Enough to kill or not? Looks like should be, yeah? I mean, if I want to win without any calculations, yeah, just queen h7 or rook e7, two threats. The most dangerous rook e7, of course. And black simply has no moves, yeah? Apart from rook e6, what else can be winning? Just too many moves are similar. Okay, rook e6, rook e1, just clear. Should be, yeah? Queen h7 should be also winning. Basically, any move should be winning. Pass wins, yeah? Okay, white still has lots of time on her clocks, like more than 5 minutes, so it's almost, I think it's almost impossible to commit some big mistake here. The position is very simple, like one to move tactics with no counter play, nothing. So queen h5 check. Okay, I'm completely sure that's one of the 10 moves which leads to the victory. King g7, watch was rook 8 probably. Rook e8 is also okay. Hard to advise something for black. Maybe I don't know, maybe it's just better to resign and to keep some energy for the next game. Queen b2. Oh, okay. The pawn is a pawn after all, yeah. Maybe it will help in some endgame. Queen g4 check, bishop g5, okay. But it can be brutal, h4. Why not to take? Why not to take the bishop? But can go rook f to e1, meaning rook e7, and a simple mate will follow. Mathematically, probably rook e1 should be fastest, yeah? Just to bring your last piece into play and to conclude it with a checkmate. To eat the bishop is also fine. In such a position, really hard to spoil. Queen e6. Also good. Maybe mathematically even the fastest way, yeah? Just trying to immediately to checkmate, yes. Okay, so black finally resigned. Very strange and very poor performance by the black side. Okay, it happens. They are playing non-stop, lots of games, and okay, some of them may go in the wrong way. So that's one of the reasons we like chess. We like sport. Okay, because these things are happening. So let's wait for the second game, and let's hope that the young Chinese player will find some resources inside of her, and will come back in a better state of mind, in a better state of mood. So I think the break is really short. I think within a couple of minutes. And meanwhile, we are waiting for the short break. We will give you an interview with Katerina Lagno right now.
And now we're here with Ekaterina Lagno from Russia, who defeated Huan Hanchang from Hungary in the rapid games. So, Ekaterina, how was your match today?
Well, of course, it's not easy to play a tiebreak, but I think in the first game I was a bit lucky because it was about equal position, and she made some inaccuracy, and I don't know the evaluation of the position, but somehow it was a rook in game, and I was already slightly better, and put it some pressure, and finally I won. I don't know the evaluation. Maybe it was a draw till the end. Who knows? I will check it at home. So, and of course, it's much easier to play when you already scored first victory with the black pieces. So, I played with white, and I wanted to play some solid chess. And well, finally I won. It was also a normal game. So.
And for you, what is the most difficult part in these matches in rapid and blitz? I mean, maybe emotional part of it or athletic part?
Okay, to switch from the classic chess to rapid games. But, well, it's a format, and you should be ready to play it. And, well, if you didn't win in classic chess, so please be ready to play rapid and maybe blitz and maybe Armageddon. Of course, it's not easy, but your opponent in the same condition like you, so.
And who is your next opponent?
Good question. Sorry. I will check it at home. I don't know really.
Okay, and my last question, would you like to have an extra free day here?
Of course. Like everybody, I think to make some shopping, to walk, but well, if you play good your first 2 games, then you will be free. If not, okay.
Yes, Ekaterina, thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Welcome back everybody, so we are now watching the second game of the tiebreak between Natalia Pogonina and Zhu Junior from China. They again repeated the Evans Gambit. I think they played it already today in the first rapid game of their match. I remind you the current situation that Natalia is leading 3-2 and the white player, the Chinese player, she has to win to stay in the match, and second time she opts for the quite rare and almost forgotten now Evans Gambit. I think I used to play it a couple of times during, I don't know how many years, maybe 16 or 17 years ago, but after I lost my classical game to Miki in Vaikon within 25 moves with white pieces, I sort of calmed down for some years. Then I think I only repeated once in a blitz game against Gadakamsky in one of the time memorials, and I also lost that game. So after all, this gambit wasn't paying good for me. Objectively, of course, in the modern chess, it's hard to keep on playing such a romantic openings, especially on the frequent base, because sooner or later you will face a well-prepared opponent who will basically prove you that maybe your choice was wrong. But occasionally, maybe it's still possible to play any ancient or modern gambits. Natalia declined second time in a row. She plays the same system. And knight d5, bishop f7, d3, h6, castle shot, knight f6, c3, castle shot, h3. I think they already played this in a rapid chess, and basically we're getting more or less typical structure for this Italian games. White gained a bit because they already played f4, b4, and black didn't reply with any stopping move like f5 and went for s6, bishop f7. But at the same time, we can't say that it's such a huge achievement for white, and after which white can hope for something real. Yeah, knight e7, should be 3. In the game, I think Natalia was playing with some knight g6, queen f6. And actually it's quite a sound plan also. Why not to try to put the knight on f4? A bit funny to see that this young player, she chose to play absolutely same and quite a harmless system for white. Second time in a row, just to say, I don't need any advantage from the opening. I don't need nothing. Let's play same equal position. Okay, why not? Okay, of course the break between two games are too short, to consult your trainer or to check some new lines or whatever. But normally, if you're a player of a World Championship tournament, you are normally supposed to have a little bit more flexible opening repatch, and okay, in the given circumstances, you would try to come up with any other, fresh or some other line to keep it going. That looks to me a bit too simple for black. And also Natalia spent 0 times so far. She was making all the obvious and simple moves. So her chances only increased after such a opening. But of course, White will play until the end, and probably the outcome of this game will be decided when both players will be short on time in some endgame or closer to it. What to do now? For White, I mean, to exchange more pieces or try to keep the pieces. I don't play some bishop c2, meaning that, okay. But then of course Black can even play some f5, and it's not clear who will attack whom. f5 I can maybe reply with some d4 even. Okay. So she decided to take on e6. Okay. Okay, White of course can play some safe move like bishop e3. But let's say if we go this way, it's hard to imagine that White is counting on something real here. So that's why she goes d4. And it's quite understandable choice, because of course she wants to keep as many pieces on board as possible. Black has some funny moves, even like d5 here. I mean, with the intention to play something like that. But okay, knight e5, and it's probably not enough. So e takes d4 looks like an easy choice for Black. Knight g6 is also possible, yeah, with idea d5, knight takes e5. If I takes on e5, yeah, we'll have a double pawn, but it will be really hard for White to stop the pressure on f2 pawn, so... Yeah, I think she played knight g6 and g3. Very brave play by White. Okay, I guess queen f6. She probably wants to go king g2. Let's say I go rook f7. No, not saying that there are some other options, but okay, let's say I'm try to keep it simple. If I go this way. This way. Then some this. Okay, maybe I will need to take first here. Then of course White may think about taking like this. And then maybe prepare some f4 at some moment. But of course it's hard to say that White is counting on something real here. White player also has to be slightly careful here. This f4, let's say e5. Looks pretty good for Black. Huh? Okay, apart from this, obviously some other options. So g3 of course is kind of very doubtful strategy, but okay, what she can do. Otherwise knight h4 or some other moves, and Black has a very easy play. Of course, Natalia shouldn't be tempted, shouldn't panic, shouldn't spend too much time. She just needs to think constructively and try to find some safe pass. Yeah, I think happened queen f6. G2, rook f7, bishop 3. I think this position is actually now on the board here. So black facing a small problem here, because their position looks nice, but at the same time, if white managed to consolidate and so on, this knight on g6 can be again slightly out. And d takes e5 as an idea to stop knight f8 is kind of possible way. E takes d4, she takes. Actually, this is also not so bad immediately, yeah? If we just simplify like that. Okay, b6, I'm not sure b6 is too much, we take on d6, and the bishop is probably poisoned, but we can just simple take like this, and looks absolutely great for black, huh? So bishop d4, knight c4, or somewhere else. White would be on the white will be suffering here, so knight e5 I doubt, so d5 looks good. And if I remove the knight, I don't know, maybe somewhere here. I don't know, do we have some active ideas here or not? Yeah. Not easy, yeah, to find some active ideas. Well, if there is this position, maybe I do to taking some d5 to go. Meaning that c6 bishop a will come later, but then, okay, but then white can play, of course, some e5 and some b5 later. Certainly, there are not some tactics here. So, okay, so she's taken on d4, which is quite also normal, and played e5. After all, any simplifications favor with black, so it's quite reasonable not to avoid them. So what to do now? If she takes, I guess knight takes. If knight takes, then queen takes. We can still take on a7, because if queen e4 check, then go f3 and a b piece up. 7. And I don't know how much does white have, but this is probably playable, yeah, for white. I don't know, maybe to put somewhere the queen, maybe to c2. Then white can play some f4. Of course, this position is a bit simplified, but white pawns looks better, so that at least is quite playable. Black will also need some time to bring rook from a7 back to play, so like rook 8 is, but d5 she played. D5. So after e5, she decided in favor of d5. Statically speaking, of course, very committal decision. Because, okay, in structure, which may happen after this, I don't know, let's say we go somewhere. Later, if knight from g6 will appear on the f6 or in some other normal square, then black is simply enjoying a better structure, almost 4-3. Okay, but for the moment, of course, I won't touch the knight too quickly just to stop any possible knight h4, knight f5 probably. I don't know, maybe she hopes with some rook c1, maybe to get some pressure there, so. But of course, very, very risky decision. Structure is bad for white, so. Again, not like bad, but basically these double pawns are, yes, actually that happened. Queen e7. So white will probably do what now? Some h4, h5. Yeah, but in the worst case, just queen d7, knight e7, and black will have everything protected, and only white is, you know, created more weaknesses for themselves, and also c6 may come later. Queen d7, rook f8, knight e7, c6 is one of the possible plans for black. Anyway, black has a really easy type of play, a queen e2, like semi-waiting move, probably just to connect the rooks. And okay, I will not rush with bringing knight to f6 once again, because some knight f8 may allow some knight h4, and knight on f5 can be slightly annoying. So maybe objectively it's still fine for black, but okay, you just create some unnecessary, calculative job you need to proceed. Maybe you still can go like this. If they jump immediately, you can go maybe queen g5, and maybe it's still okay, but I think it's just simply not necessary. Yeah, I think she plays queen d7. It's a very much more practical and much more simple move. Queen on d7 occupies the most flexible position, attacking pawn on f4, eyeing pawn on h3, stepping away from any possible knight h4, knight f5 with tempi, and basically black is, I guess, absolutely happy with the course of the game. White is probably has to play some b5 or what they can play, just try to stabilize the position. Anyway, it's really hard to invent some active play for white. So you see on the picture there is Chinese player, she's focused, she's trying to find some play, but her opening choice was a bit strange. She repeated very innocent line without any single new idea. And also d5, I guess, a bit too much. So d takes e5. I know that basically exchanging is not the way you want to play when you're in a must-win situation, but objectively after this it would be still probably maybe light pressure from white, but in that type of position just now she's suddenly thinking. Not easy to find some play. Surprisingly, on all the other matches on the tiebreaks already finished, so only 2 games were enough to decide the winners. Not really common tiebreak, but okay, sometimes this happens like that. And so only 1 match is still on. G4. G4 is very ambitious, yeah. Okay, rook f8, yeah. And what she'll do? King g3. Okay, if she wants to, no, she can't simplify right now. Okay, if rook f8, because rook f3 wins, so white needs to stop it. Maybe king g3, but of course it's hard to believe that white can play chess like that. So king g3, yeah, she played this move. Now kind of black is fine, they can choose c6 is probably, c6 is good maybe to open and play a bit, or maybe some queen d8. I just don't know what I'm exactly preparing, so yeah, she plays c6. We can't say that it creates such a big idea for black, but with the king on g3, white center also can be slightly shaky, and it's quite logical to play c6. So after d6, even queen c6. So it's even not necessary to count bc6, queen s6, and some active moves after that. So white takes on c6. queen c6. Okay. Basically, black has every reason to keep the structure in that way. Pawn on e4 became a target. Queen d3. Can white play this way? Yeah, I think it's plays this way. Looks like a bit unsafe to play chess like that, but who knows, yeah? I don't know what happened here. Natalia went knight e7, king g2. So probably now black is transferring knight either to f6 or to some other square. But now she even may return knight g6 and like show me what you want. You want to go knight d2 maybe? But then rook f1 and the pawn on e4 will probably fall. It's hard to imagine that white will have something real. So. Rook f6 played. Okay. b5. Takes. So what Natalia wants now? Some queen 8 or what is she preparing? But queen 8 looks a bit too far, no? Queen b6. I guess some knight d2 probably. Anyway, it's really hard for white to find some active plan without exchanging rooks. Knight d2 maybe white can play a bit okay position. No knight d2. Sorry, I'm stupid enough to suggest you such a bad moves. Of course h4. Some seemingly suicidal activity, at least to my taste. And what is if knight g6? What's gonna happen? Back king g3. Okay, let's bring more pieces here. And what to do? h5, rook f3. It's over, so we need to go this way. But I don't know what will be in these lines. Maybe it's not that bad for white, yeah? We're getting some activity, but king may run after queen d5, king d3, and suddenly king is away from danger, and the b7 pawn can potentially give white a dangerous pass or so. So in that way, it's maybe not yet a mate, yeah? But of course, we can try to do this. h5, knight h4, and this can be a bit messy, yeah? But has some checks and not really clear. At least not clear enough. And also taking is here. And surely looks dangerous, but probably maybe nothing special. Okay, so Natalia went queen d8 immediately. g5. White is playing very straightforward. Rook f7. And black is playing very Okay, you go ahead. Okay, you need to win. Okay. Show me something else. Apart from that, you need to win. Both players, as you can see, are approaching endless time trouble, because there are not so many additional time. I guess only 10 seconds or sort of this. Now what white can do? She's obviously hoping for some tactics, but it's not so easy to see which one. King g3, okay. Lifting the position of the king and probably in some way stopping potential g6. Of course, knight g6 is still possible, but I can actually make some paths like king h8 can be maybe not such an easy move to face for white. Because knight e5, I think it's not working, yeah? Knight e5, rook f1, rook f1, rook f1. H5. H5 also actually interesting. She just prepared some queen c8, queen g7, and then just invasion on the g4 square. Rook d1 is like a bit too optimistic. Yeah, she's kind of neglecting this idea of queen landing on g4 completely. So I said, okay, you can do whatever. Also, d5 now there is some move, yeah. Also, nobody knows what's gonna happen here. d5, there is so many checks, but it's so shaky. Yeah, some knight f5. Maybe white can survive, but it looks so shaky. Yeah. Okay, d5 is interesting, but basically black doesn't need to play the sharp. Queen c8, kind of normal and more or less expected chess. Queen g4 looks like a killing threat, so white probably needs to go knight h2. Yes, actually, that's what she does. Black simplifies. Basically, that's why rook d1 is just a pass. And rook f1, queen f1. And now what? Queen c5 maybe, or what? Just some calm move, attacking most of the pawns, or queen c2 also maybe makes some sense to go slightly deeper. Queen c3. So the only square which I didn't mention. I just thought that anyway white will try to play with some queen f3 and attack on h5. Because like this is interesting. Yeah, of course, it's a very, very hard task for white now to win in such a position, which objectively she has to be careful, not basically lose. But now Natalia is down to her last 2 minutes, as we can see on the clock. So it means that with such a time shortage, of course, all possible mistakes can happen here. d5 is also an option now for black, just to open this. g6 she just sort of safe. And okay, but queen h5, queen e3 for the moment maybe doesn't bother us black so much, because looks like maximum is maybe perpetual check for white. And she's somehow playing a bit slow. Okay, she went d5. g6 was also okay. Okay, we have this f6 square later weekend, but it's really hard for white to use it because white is sort of tired up defending all these weak pawns. No, probably white needs to take on h5. Good or bad? But probably queen takes a4 comes with checker. What a bad news, huh? Okay. Then what else white can do? Because the appearance knight on the f5 would be fatal for white. It's obviously fatal from every sense. I mean, so this square is too important for black. So white just desperately needs to find some chances. Right now, or it should be too late. Yeah? Knight f1 is just in a way too passive. Maybe king f2. So of course it's not the move you're supposed to do, yeah? But at least I hope that if black takes on f5, I can take on h5 so, to make this trade. Black can even be happy with g6, of course. Takes and okay, let's check the most simple play. We take everything, so okay. And she's simply taken on d5. She's not afraid of knight f5 at all. Okay. Brave player, yeah? I'm very old-fashioned. I'm always afraid of such a checks. Knight f1. Black, of course, enjoys. They have very safe position, lots of options. The only problem is that Natalia somehow plays a bit slowly. Yeah, she's down to her last 15 seconds. No, she has to play faster. Why is this knight f4? Okay, it's probably still okay, but I just don't understand why she put pieces in a shaky position, in the shaky squares. So. A little bit strange that she was spending so much time on this unnecessary move, like queen f3 now, let's say. And okay, she's only creating problems to herself, basically. Now the pawn on b7 is hanging, some annoying queen, d5, h5, the knight is hanging, so from the position which was actually extremely safe and white was passive, check on it too. Okay, also possible. King h7, okay. Still, I think queen f3 was probably safer for white. Now what? King h2, but then maybe some queen d3 even. First I can play them to control the diagonal. After queen f3, I think it would be harder for black to play. Yeah? Queen 2 looks like a step in the wrong direction now. And this, I don't know if it's a create any serious threat, black may go some... I don't know, maybe it's still possible, yeah? Just in general, it looks like a little bit in the wrong way to go like this. Queen b1, okay. King h8, and queen e4 or queen d1. Okay, still she may regret her decisions. It's knight f4, such an unfortunate move. I mean, so in such a safe position, she created so much trouble just by making one completely unnecessary move, yeah? And now she's down to 13 seconds and position is still kind of, what? King g8? No, this looks a bit strange. And it's funny that queen d8 comes a tempo and still not queen f3, yeah? Like they're constantly avoiding this queen f3 move for some unknown reason. Okay, queen f3, please. That looks like a normal move for white. And black will need to find some other move. Why not queen f3, yeah? Ah, because of queen e1 check. Now I got the point, yeah. Finally, yeah, I was just stupid. I didn't see the check, okay. Now I got the point of it, okay. Queen b2, knight d2, knight d2. Okay. Knight 5. Unfortunately for white, everything is pinned. Yeah? And Natalia is keeping her time, so yeah, queen e3, queen e1. I was too blind to see it. Yeah? Well, then maybe knight e4 was still kind of okay now, but just in general looks a bit still unnecessary to play in that style. But anyway, her position was great and it was enough. Probably now, as you can see, the white player is down to her last seconds, so both players are down to their last minutes. They both have half a minute on their clocks, so of course all possible blunders may come, but the problem for white that she has almost no moves. Knight takes e3, yeah, and no way, and she has to go queen b3 check, otherwise queen takes d2 on every move. So g6 is sort of desperation, yeah. Knight e3, why not? Yes, simple chess. Queen e2 and queen d2. And queen d2, yeah, looks good. So it looks like, yeah, so Natalia Pagonina won her another game, so she convincingly beat in the both rapid games, and with the overall score 4-2, she proceeds to the third round. So of course our congratulations, we still have quite a lot of Russian players in the 1/8 stage of the tournament. Tomorrow we will of course continue our commentaries of the first classical game of the 1/8 stage. So same time, same place in Khanty-Mansiysk in Russia in the 3 p.m. local time. So I'll be here with you, and of course maybe some guests will join me to make our commentaries more live and more interesting. And of course we all be happy to see you with us, and try to make our commentaries better and better. So see you all tomorrow.